word to wise. Grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple eyes. You can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie. And make it look easy. Man, dream on, yeah. Dream on, Dreamweaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It is your boy Ernie, the Blerd Without Fear. Got the homie Carter presents. Welcome to what episode is this? Episode 300. God damn, 47? 7? Damn. Yep. Welcome to episode 347 of the Blerd Cave, the #1 comic book stream on this or any other Earth in the multiverse. I don't give a fuck who told you. Which, by the way, you can find not just here on YouTube. You can also find us on Apple, Google, Spotify, anywhere good podcasts may be found. And if you do leave us a rating, man, Carter. We had something to giggle about going into this episode. Carter, have you read the most recent issue of the Venom series?
No.
By Al Ewing?
No. You and I are in the same boat. Neither of us had read that book until it was spoiled for us in the chat this morning.
I'm not going to pull up the just on the off chance that nobody else has seen that message, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. No, I did not know. And now I know, and I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to mess it up for anybody else that might want to be surprised.
This is one of those instances where, shout out to the audio files, y'all know I love y'all, but this is one of those instances where it's good that you all are audio files and don't see the chat where shit is immediately
getting spoiled off top. Jesus Christ. Well, I guess if I actually had a desire to read Venom or the current Spider-Man Venom crossover Death Spiral, I guess I would no longer be reading it, but now I have even less of a reason to read it. But anyway, yes, with that said, yes, pop the champagne.
Okay, that I disagree with. I would not pop the champagne. I don't think they were that. I'd say pop the wine coolers. I don't think they need champagne.
Wait. What about
your mama and her auntie? Go tell your mama and your auntie. Go get the Alizé. Go get the wine.
Wait, what about the sham pipple? What about the sham pipple? Sorry.
One of the last wine coolers, and I think every
child was it?
What was the one that had too much goddamn paper? That had too much goddamn paper. We had to unwrap on that. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know the wine coolers, y'all mama and your auntie used to sip out on the porch drinking.
Wait.
Ugly ass laugh you didn't like. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Break out the Zima. Okay, now y'all going too far.
Now see, no. Stop that. You out of pocket for that. That was diabolical right there. I don't appreciate that. Dude, I'm actually sitting here trying to look this shit up to see like what the fuck wine cooler that was. Cause bruh, that
shit had too much paper. You had on a wound on that motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no. Ooh, wait a minute. I wonder, was it? No, I wasn't that one because you ain't. Well, no,
I don't know. You having us go way too far back in time. Let's talk about current events.
Yes, please. Get me back to life.
This is a public service announcement to everyone who might not know, because I didn't know myself until I was on In Stock Trades and I was looking at the deals that they had this week. So just a public service announcement to the people that love us so goddamn much. The final trade for the Power Fantasy came out this week with the final arc. This shit came out really quick. The last issue 16, I feel like just came out not too long ago, and the trade is already upon us. So yeah, if you want to go get that, I'd say go get it now. Since I told Ernie this, they actually tweaked the final page if you got it in single issues, just by telling you that the book is gonna come back in single issues at some point in 2026, but it'll be 2027 for that fourth trade. So yeah, this is out right now. This is trade number 3. Go get this bad boy. Reading it all in one go, yeah, it's still good. It's still good. Something else I was laughing with Ernie about while I was picking up. So Ernie is having his Feral and Milestone adventure. I was just in my shop just looking, and I actually found because I keep yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Oh my Dynamite, if you all didn't know, I know you all know about Thundercats. I know you all know about, Space Ghost and what have you. One thing you all may not know about is they used to do a lot of 007, a lot of James Bond books at Dynamite. And this one in particular, I picked up because I saw that it was done. This is Ian Fleming's James Bond Big Things. That's the name of the story. It's a 6-issue hardcover. The reason I picked this bad boy up is because it was done by Vita Ayala. Never knew Vita Ayala wrote for James Bond. So I have the Vita Ayala James Bond story, and I also have the Rodney Barnes James Bond story. So I thought that was pretty cool. But there's one thing in particular that I laughed at when I caught it, and I wanted to make sure that Ernie caught it as well. So I want you guys.
Yeah.
So this is a page in the story. Okay, I want y'all to look at this. So this is a page, right? In Vita Ayala's James Bond story. You don't need to read what's going on. Just know that, this is a thing that is happening. It looks like an art show or something. Now, I'm going to turn the page for y'all, okay? We're going to do this just like, elementary school, the substitute teacher. I'm going to turn the page for y'all. Watch this, okay? I need y'all to watch now. Make sure you're looking. Audio files, I'm talking about you too. Pull over on the interstate. Watch this. Did you catch it? Okay, I'm doing it again for you. Okay, I want you to look at this page. Look at this page. Keep your eyes on it. Watch. I know the glare is getting you. Watch. Yeah, they did it again. They did it more like boom.
Yeah,
boom.
Somebody messed up at the printer. Somebody fucked up at the printer. Somebody fucked up at the printer. I tell you what, let me share something because
well, you gotta come back, man. You gotta come back if you're gonna share.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that I'm not on the screen right now.
There you go.
So you were talking about my milestone journey. Guess what? I got something very special in the mail just the other day.
What'd you get?
So I have before me this blank white sheet of paper. I'm joking. It's actually not. It's a poster that's folded up. I apologize. I'm not that funny. But it is a poster here, and I'm gonna give myself the one just for a moment. It is a poster from the cover of Death Wish #1. It's a love story. You gotta love that. But yeah, dude, this was awesome. This was awesome to scoop up.
So I don't mean it. I'm not trying to be mean when I say this. I'm not trying to be mean.
What's up? What you got?
I'm not trying to be disrespectful here.
Yes, sir.
But that's the one you was telling me about the other day that you found, right? The Bill joint.
No. That would okay. No. The Bills. Okay, so what Carter is alluding to is some of you I think are pretty familiar by this point with the Bill Sienkiewicz
Yeah.
The Bill Sienkiewicz poster of Milestone. The very same poster that was in, excusez-moi, the very same poster that like you would often see in here, let's just pull it up so you can see this poster that you should have seen in comic shops. You should have seen it in comic shops back in the 90s, but a lot of people, a lot of comic shops did not want to display it in their shops because there was this taboo about Milestone, the idea that Milestone was only for black people, despite the fact that this poster actually very painfully you showcases that is not the case.
Yeah.
Because if you actually look on here, most of the characters on here are not black. It's actually most of these characters are not the black characters. Like here, let's play a game here.
Okay.
Let's I actually made this because I felt like it was something that needed to be shared. But as you can see here, you've got, oh my God, why is my phone fucking blowing the fuck up all of a sudden? And I apologize, y'all. Y'all can't hear it, but it's one of those that it's bugging the fuck out of me because my family is having a group chat conversation. And it is devolved into them just sending each other pictures and emojis. It is just like, it's my least favorite thing in the world. I love my family, but yes. Anyway, here you've got Dharma, who is, once again, you got South Asian man. Static, who is black. You've got Icon, an alien who became black, but not naturally black. You've got Boogeyman, who is a whole white dude. Kwai, who is Chinese. You have Donner in dead ass in the middle, like front and center, literally the centerpiece of the whole thing, and that's a whole white woman.
Where's Blitzen?
Over here, off to the side.
There's actually a Blitz.
Oh yeah, I thought you knew. Anyway, you've got Hardware, who is a fatherless black. Some of y'all might get that reference. Zombie, who is Korean, in case no one knew. Rocket, black woman. Fade, Puerto Rican, which technically, that's a Negro any day of the week. Blitzen, who is Japanese, and Cobalt, another white man. And then there was also, I believe this is Professor Knight in the background, maybe, or it could be another character. I'm not 100% sure. But it was never explicitly stated what the fuck Professor Knight was, because I don't think Professor Knight was ever actually in anything.
Wait, what do you mean? You just said what he was. He was a professor.
No, I mean, like, what color? Like, what actual color they were. But, I mean, you could assume they're black, but, I mean... if this is the character I think it is, Professor, whether it's Professor Knight or another character, they never told you like what they were, like what their ethnicity was. But no, but like once again, I want to go back. Let's see, so that's white, Japanese, Korean, white, Chinese, white, South Asian. That's 7 motherfuckers that are not black. But you know it's the McDuffie rule. You see 3 Negroes, it's black. So yeah, there was that. Anyway,
so you're still on the hunt for that particular person.
No, that's gonna be here Monday. That poster
that's the one that's in Ontario right now that you were talking about.
No. That was at that Bride of Chucky. That was that Bride of Chucky cover for Feral, but no, I'm really looking forward to get that poster because that bad boy's getting framed.
Donner and Blitzen are in a lesbian relationship together.
Yes.
I didn't. Okay, Jazz, respectfully, didn't want it. Why do you know about the sexual exploits of reindeer? That's first question. What you got going on? What you got going on right now? Oh my God.
Now if you read, speaking of
what?
Speaking of That was my other latest acquisition.
What's that? Ooh, shadow cabinet.
Shadow cabinet number 1. This is which oddly enough, there's Donner right there. This was Donner's team. Also, for those who don't know, right here off to the side, boom, 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 boom. Iron Butterfly right here. First Palestinian superhero in mainstream comics. Yep, that is a thing. That is a thing. But yeah, my collection.
Shout out to Mike Manhattan. Are you gonna pull out that duo book again at any point? Had I known he was gonna bring up that duo book so much, I never would have bought it for him.
Oh man, it's diabolical.
I never would have bought it for him.
So like right now, we have in our possession, we have got
that is a lot.
Blood Syndicate number 1. Got Icon number 1. Hardware number 1. And we have got Static number 1. Now, see, with just these 4 alone, we can officially recreate the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Pool House portrait that was always in the background. You remember that, Carter?
I do remember that, actually.
How many of y'all remember? How many of y'all remember the Pool House portrait? Y'all probably don't remember that shit. I bet y'all don't remember that shit. I know y'all remember that shit. Y'all alive if you say you do. But here I'm gonna pull this up. Y'all just to remind people. So if you ever paid attention in the background of the pool house back in the days where Will lived in the pool house, on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you would always see this. Like the first thing you would see when he would walk into the pool house, you'd see Static number 1, Hardware number 1, you see Blood Syndicate number 1, you see Icon number 1, and it was all. Now for these, and this is what makes this special, is because these weren't I don't know, they probably were, but these were like prints. Like these were like the virgin prints. They didn't have any of the like lettering or anything like that on it. But see, now I can recreate that. And I can also add in Shadow Cabinet to go with it. But I have pretty every comic that was on that. I can literally hang these up and do the same dope. Shit. That's dope. Is pretty damn. That is pretty damn cool, in my opinion. That said, you know what? Real quick, before we go into super chats, because we are about to go into super chats, I want to give a public service announcement. I want to do this at the top of the show because I think this is very important. I think there are people out there who are misusing their platforms.
Okay.
I'm not going to name names. If you follow these people, you'll probably know who I'm talking about just based on what I'm about to say. If you were watching a TikTok live stream last night and heard some goof say that pre-orders do not matter in comics, that was an ignorant Negro saying that to you. And the only reason I bring this up, because I know some of y'all probably follow this ignorant, sick Negro. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. But you know, they'll know who they'll. I'm not naming names.
I don't know. Send it to me on Discord. Who the fuck are we? Wait, what?
Yeah, here. Oh, here.
What?
There. Yeah, that
Never
Negro.
heard of this dude.
Good. Keep it that way. Keep it that way. Keep it that way. Don't keep it that way. You ain't miss shit. Anyway, if you ever are on if you're ever watching somebody's live stream, if you are watching someone's live stream on TikTok, Instagram, whatever the fuck, and they're sitting here railing off and constantly yelling as if being louder somehow makes them more correct when they are dead ass wrong, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you right now, cut that shit off. Cut that shit off, because that motherfucker is lying to you. I had the misfortune of listening in on a podcast. I'm not trying to start shit. I'm just gonna say, if you, I'll put it like this. if you ever hear a motherfucker that just is always shouting and ain't really saying nothing, motherfucker constantly telling you pre-orders don't fucking matter, but also at the same time trying to pitch you a comic book, just know you in the wrong place. Just know you're in the wrong place. That's all you really need. You don't need to know nothing else. You don't need to know nothing else. I heard that shit last night and it was just fucking diabolical. Shit was fucking diabolical. It was just motherfuckers sitting there like yelling and shouting, talking about how pre-orders don't matter. Pre-orders ain't shit. Pre-orders don't do nothing. When that's bullshit. That is objectively bullshit. Pre-orders do matter because it dictates how many books get printed. Now, I would expect a motherfucker who has to... What was up?
So, because you told me who it was, of course I'm finna go try to find out who the fuck this dude is. But I found somebody else that made a video about him, giving him props. But the dude is the one... Okay. We're going off. You remember when I told you I went to the comic den to get your Dennis Cowan autograph and stuff, and I told you there were people there that saw me. What up, Carter?
Yeah.
And remember I told you there was this one dude that was like, yeah, I know you. And then I'm just like, what the fuck was it? Remember I told you that? I'm like, what the fuck was that? It was this nigga. It was him. Not the dude you talking about, but this other person who's the book. I tell you later. I just, my bad, y'all. My bad. Continue.
Yes, 100%. So I personally, and you, and once again, once again, I expect a motherfucker who professes to make comics, but doesn't actually like sell comics through like normal distribution channels. I would expect them to not understand this type of shit because you would be completely ignorant to it because it doesn't affect you. But like when we talk about the actual comics industry at large, yes, pre-orders fucking matter. Yes, you do need to pre-order books if you want to make sure they remain sustainable. There is a reason why books have been getting canceled at issue 1, canceled at issue 2. Why? Because people aren't fucking pre-ordering them. So when they're not being pre-ordered, Marvel and DC and Image and Boom and Dynamite and Dark Horse, everybody else, they're like, oh, well, don't nobody want this shit. Okay, case in point. And maybe I'll add an amendment to the video that I'm going to put out later. But the reason why there's this narrative that people don't support black comics is because black comic book readers at large don't know that you need to pre-order books because of ignorant Negroes like the one I'm talking about. Because they don't understand how the industry, like they want to be a part of the industry, but they don't want to know how the industry works. It's like they think like you know what it is? It's a bunch of motherfuckers who think they're bigger than the program. They think they're bigger than the program. They think that, oh, no, I'm the one. I'm the one. We the ones. They think we the ones. And they think that means they don't have to know shit. And they think that when they shout and yell and talk over each other, they think that makes them smart. That like, oh, because you know what it is? It's the old right-wing playbook. If I talk really fast and talk really loud and keep repeating myself over and over again, people will just assume I'm correct. It's that type of bullshit. But yes, I'll put it like this. I'll quote Megatron as a way to give you a hint. I'm not gonna tell you the person's whole name, but they're a pompous, gullible fool who thinks that they will be king, but they'll never be more than a pawn. I'll leave it at that. Anyway, super chats. We got Chi-Town Dan said, dropping ties for heading to C2E2. I'm so jealous because they have a cover for Feral number 21 that I really desperately want, and I'm not there. Anyway, he says, y'all have an amazing day. We appreciate you, Chi-Town Dan. We really appreciate you. We also got, you have fun and be safe out there. Big C 428 with a 10 says, shout out to all the ladies and black people on last weekend of Women's Month and Melanin March. You know what, man? We need that. We need that shit. See y'all next month for African American April. Honestly, I've long been a proponent of your Black History being year round, and honestly, I co-sign all of this. We need to just go ahead and shut.
Does Memphis still do Africa in April?
I believe so. Yeah.
That's dope. I
mean, I don't know if they will be doing it now because of all the, all the anti DEI initiatives and how, because basically anything that's Black centric is going to be considered DEI, even though it's an ugly myth.
Time. That's a thing I don't think a lot of y'all don't know about if you're not from Memphis, but that was a whole thing that Memphis would do every year. Africa in April, it was parades and the whole nine. So okay. I hope they don't stop doing that. That was a dope, fun little time. But super chats.
Yes. Shout out to all that. We've also got Fluminum says, I got to hear that jingle for the one time in the
You really didn't. You really didn't. Does this really
for the 99 and 2000.
Okay, wait. Does this really count if it's 1999 Canadian? I feel like that shouldn't count. It's not American 1999. That's Canadian. There's a difference.
That's right. That's true.
That's that
true.
South Park money. They don't know that.
That's the South Park money. You know what? Just for that. Thank you for that 1999 Canadian super chat. And we also got, let's see who else we got here. Oh, we got another one here. Shadow Sonic Silver says, you heard it, folks. Blerd made the statement that all of us Puerto Rican love children are invited to the cookout. I mean, you Puerto Rican. That's just support. Look, I don't know if y'all know this, but I believe in the Paul Mooney-ism that all Puerto Rico is the port to some more niggas. Anyway, says Ernie, just for that alone, you're getting my nani arroz con pollo and my dad's state champion rib recipe. Ooh, Lord. See, that's all you have to say. See, why did you just lead with that? You should have just led with that. Goddamn, I get to eat. Yeah, let's go.
And he gave us a back-to-back 199 saying that his late nani is Colombian and his granddaddy is, he didn't say his granddaddy was Puerto Rican. He said his granddaddy was the Puerto Rican.
Hey, look.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, that's we know
I
what that
can't
means.
Talk about that one. I can't say none of that. I've only been Black for several years. I can't say anything about that. I can't.
Well, no, that's some triple OG shit. That's some triple OG shit. See, no, that's real.
See, I'm not talking. See, now you're talking about gang affiliations. I ain't doing that. The Bone Factory.
No, you can't let. No, we can't skip past that because he gave us a 1999 super chat, and he's like, yeah.
The real Bone Factory for 20 months straight has been in the golden age of the Blerd Club. He says he has a couple of those milestone comics signed. He should probably get them preserved like you do. I would tell you to do that, big dog. I would tell you to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I would not tell you to do that.
Exactly. We got highlight 915 with the 10. He said, what up, Cave? Big shout out to Superboy Prime for becoming the man in the main DC universe. Carter, are we gonna get this Superboy Prime whether we like it or not?
Yeah.
At least for an arc or two. Specs Vision with the $4.99. He said, what's up? This is my first super chat ever in life, but what Black indie comic companies or series does Carter like to me?
Yeah, you. I talk about mine all the time.
Black indie companies or series. I was actually in Ernie's Discord talking to another one of Earth's Mightiest because I didn't know one Black series that I enjoyed was Excellence. I didn't know that Excellence had a hardcover, number one. Number two, I didn't know that Excellence had a damn Kickstarter. I just thought it was an image book and that was it. I did not know that was a Kickstarter.
Yeah, it did really well. To my if memory serves, because I missed the Kickstarter for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me see. Excellence was an interesting book. I would give you Black Indie Companies. I would have said I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say him no more though. I don't like him no more. That boy said Captain America: The First Avenger was better than Brave New World. Ain't no way in hell. I know you did a cover for it, but no. He got to go on the wall. He got to go to the dodgeball wall. I think an obvious one would be Bitterroot. I wish you had asked me this question last week. I would have had more in my head, but like as of right now, only reason I'm saying it is because I can see Bitterroot in the camera because it's on the long box right here. I think the other one that I'm kind of stuck on right now, highlight, is Niobe, because I saw that there's some teaser that's about to come out.
Oh,
Niobe getting an animated series. So I've been reading a lot of the Niobe stuff because funny enough, Irathune, I think that says, I can't see. Lord have mercy. I had to take my glasses off. The Untamed, and Niobe. That series from Stranger Comics. That was one of that was one of the first things that you lovely people actually gifted to Ernie and me. And I had finally gotten a chance to sit down and read those. And one thing I can say is I didn't know what to expect from those books. I just knew I was annoyed when I got them because goddamn, that box was heavy. Them books heavy as hell.
Well, I mean, it was like six. Was it like 6 books total? If my memory serves correct.
Yeah, it was 6.
And it's like hardcover. It was hardcover books, not like
thick ass hardcover.
Not trades.
Yeah.
Not trades at all.
Let me see. Rob Guillory is another one because I just finished rereading Farmhand and the Chew stuff that he has in Comics the Magazine, which we're going to talk about later.
We'll talk about
ask me this question again next week and I got you. My mind is stuck on Niobe because that's really all I've been reading right now, and trying to catch up on Iyanu because I was a trade behind on Iyanu. But LL Melvin with the 5, he said, Ernie, you got to do the money spread with the comics one time.
The money spread?
Yeah. Flip the boxes out like you gambled or somebody.
I mean, I did something close to that. I did this on Threads, oddly enough. Granted, mine looked more like just a pile of money, not a money spread. But like I gotta see. Okay, so here's the problem. I gotta find space enough to do it.
Money spread, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like here. I'll pull this up so you guys can see it. But where did I put it? I'm pretty sure that I put it. Yeah, here it is. I wasn't able to do like a money spread, but like it was I got to do that. I got to dump.
That's not even a spread, nigga. That's just a mess. If you don't clean them damn books up, dog, what the hell wrong with you? That is a mess.
I mean, to be fair, I was at the time that I did it, I was angry. Because someone was trying to tell me that I don't support black indie comics. So like I literally yanked all my shit off the shelf and dumped it on the floor and like took a picture of it. And I was like, here's mine, show me yours. I never got a response. So that lets me know that motherfucker didn't know what the fuck they were talking about and was just talking shit to be talking
and
shit.
Thank you to somebody who would never talk shit unless you are going against the hand of it all. Gearless Mo with the 100, the director of Hand himself, saying the ignorance is real. That's probably how that dude felt when he saw all the black books he didn't think you had. They fake the funk and emulate the top idiots on platforms to create confusion, and those audiences assume they are right by default. Complete bullshit. I'm just tripping off the fact because I found the dude Ernie was talking about, and I have one reason I don't have TikTok. Second reason, it just trips
I
me
don't
out that
either.
these people have these big ass platforms, and it goes back to like when I see certain like musicians whose songs have millions and millions of streams, or people that watched it on YouTube hundreds of millions of times, and I ain't heard that shit one time. So yeah, I've never heard of this dude before, but
Yeah, no.
apparently I'm not missing nothing if what Ernie and what a lot of you all I see in the chat are talking about says
Yeah.
anything. Jasmine is saying, Carter, don't be another American disrespecting Canada like that. I wasn't disrespecting Canada. South Park disrespected Canada. So
I mean, that is.
do you remember that from the Stick of Truth? Like when you go to Canada for the first time and the whole game changes to fucking 8-bit when you go to Canada?
I was like, man, Canada was catching all. Well, I mean, to be fair, Canada catches all kind of strays from South Park, but that was kind of diabolical. Not gonna hold you. It was kind of.
But I can't talk too much shit. That's where one of my good friends is at currently right now, and that girl ain't going nowhere. John Battle, 58 months. In the golden age of Blerd Club. He said, "Sup, fellas? It's been a trying month after my truck turned into the spirit of vengeance.
Bruh, stop.
Burning up like the MJ Pepsi commercial. Car hunting sucks ass." How many of y'all remember that commercial, though? Oh, my God. That boy said,
that man, look, my hair. God
that boy
damn
said
it,
his truck turned to spirit of vengeance, and I immediately knew what he meant. Robbie
I knew
has struck again.
Look. Got the motherfucker whispering this shit like he the goddamn darkness.
Oh my God. Shadow Sonic with another 1999. He says, Ernie Carter, any of you excited for the new Emperor Emperor Aquaman comics coming up? Shout out to Phil Lamar's deliverance as Black Lightning, Black Vulcan, and Harvey Birdman, attorney at law for the Whitefish jokes. I need to go back and finish Harvey Birdman. I watched the spinoff with the young lady. I think it was Bird Girl.
Yeah,
I think that Bird Girl. I need to watch that one too.
I never actually got around to that one. I'll need to.
Okay, the last Aquaman anything I read was the Black Label series.
That was the Andromeda jump, right?
Yeah, and that really didn't have a lot to do. That was more of a horror book about those people, and Aquaman was just in and around. So I think that's the last Aquaman anything I read. I know I was never a big Aquaman. I think I hadn't read a real Aquaman series since like New 52, I want to say. And that was I didn't even read that shit long. Didn't I get you that omnibus? The Jeff Johns joint?
Yeah, you got me the Jeff Johns joint. Well, I tell you what.
Yeah.
So the most recent Aquaman that I was up on was during Rebirth. When him and Mira were trying to like run it. I mean, they're always trying to run Atlantis, but I mean, like, that was the one where it was kind of all building up to Mira taking over Arthur's role because he gets like, lost or whatever. It was all building up to where like Mira had her own book, basically.
Yeah.
That didn't last long.
But yeah, thank you for that 1999. One thing I do want to get to I want to get to that quick because I told Ernie I wanted to.
Oh, no. Don't nobody leave here without singing the blues.
Wait, what?
Don't nobody leave here without singing the blues. That's a 1999 super chat. Anyway, yeah, Garrett, you can go ahead now. You can go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's a book Ernie just started reading.
Oh yeah.
I guess because he's trying to get the ultimate end game taste out of his mouth. So he wanted to read some good Dennis Camp. You said you just started reading A Sword of Crisis, Vince.
Yeah, I started reading the because for those who know the first trade is out. And I think issue 8 recently came out. But the trade only goes with like issue 5. I read like most of it. I haven't read the whole thing yet, but I'm almost done with it. Fantastic book. Fantastic book. I not to anyone's surprise, because I think I had read the first issue when it came out, but I never really kept up after that. But I've been going back and reading this, and so I mean, I wasn't surprised at how good it was, but I was surprised by how, or actually, I shouldn't be surprised. I wasn't surprised by how woke it is. I was more surprised at how it was not hiding what it was.
Okay, so with you saying that, what is assorted crisis events for the people that may not know?
So basically, assorted crisis events is this whole deal where something has happened in the world that has caused things to go out of flux from a time standpoint, from a space-time standpoint. So at any point that you're walking around, time could flip on you. Like there's one story where there's this guy and he's struggling with everything because it's like, you know, 1 second he's being born and the next minute he's graduating high school. You know, the next minute he's going to college. And then, you know, the next minute he's already graduated college and, you know, getting ready to go to a job interview for a job he doesn't even know what the fuck he's going to. And then the next minute he has the job, but he doesn't know what the fuck he does. Because time just keeps woo, woo, woo. There's a one story, it's actually in the first story where these characters aren't important, at least not right away. But there's a couple, you see an elderly couple, they're walking down the street, and then all of a sudden, the husband, boom, just freezes right there. No longer moving. Not because he's dead, he's frozen in time. He's frozen in time, and the wife is like, "Oh my God, I just want to stay with him. I just want to stay with you." It's like, "Oh, well, what are we gonna do? Like, it's about to rain soon, and he's gonna catch." Yeah, but she's just really worried about it. But like, there's nothing anyone can do for him because this isn't a world where like super science like really exists, where people can be like, "Oh, we have the solution right here." It's like, no. This is like if some shit like that happened right now today. What would we fucking do? We wouldn't know what to do. And I think what makes matters worse is that like the first book kind of sets you up. Because the main character of, and this is kind of an anthology series, you're not really following the same characters every single issue. Like you're going to see one main character in one issue. The next issue, you're going to go to a completely different character. The next issue, you're going to go to a completely different group of people somewhere else. But like the first issue, you're following this young lady who she is, you're dealing with this whole thing, but she's also kind of becoming numb to it because it's become so commonplace that she doesn't even just know how to deal with it. But all the while, someone's shooting a movie outside her apartment, and it's difficult to tell sometimes what is a part of the time change and what's a part of the movie that's being shot outside her house. Like she's having difficulty distinguishing what is real from what is just make believe. And there's another story where there's a guy who, and this one was really powerful. I don't want to spoil anything with it, but like there's one that kind of tackles immigration. Actually, there's a couple that tackle immigration, but one of them like specifically from a Latino's point of view. Where you have this one guy who like as he's going through his life, he's constantly like flipping back and forward between when he was a baby being born to when his parents were crossing the border to where his parents were splitting up to seeing his father's life, leading up to that point to, and then also skipping ahead to seeing his future and just getting lost in it all. And then the most fucked up thing happens by the end of it that doesn't have shit to do with any of it. And it just like, you're just like, oh my God, is this real? Is this real? But my favorite story thus far is in issue 3. That I think that's my favorite one thus far, where they do this. Dennis Camp is a mad lad for this. They do this thing where they kind of shooting shots at Marvel and DC. But not like 100% directly, but you could tell like there's a point where oh, Earth 52 and 616 and da 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 come up. So you can figure out what that is. But no, they have this thing where like there's a Hearth 1 and a Hearth 2. And they talk about how, oh, these worlds are exactly alike. They're exactly alike in pretty much every way. And then they start showing you how they're different. And the more the book goes, like it'll be like they'll have like a page or two talking about Hearth 1, and then they'll flip and they'll show you a lot of the same shit again, kind of like what you had happen with that James Bond book. Only this is intentional. But then what they'll do is, you'll start noticing how when they get to Hearth 2, how shit is radically fucking different, how things are going way different for them than what's going for Hearth 1. And then it kind of, that's when it also kind of devolves into like more like social commentary. And like, honestly, the whole time I was reading it, I wasn't really sure where it was going. And then once you kind of get a little more like halfway through that issue, you're gonna be like, oh shit. And like, and then when you think like things are kind of okay, it's just gonna get worse. But yeah, it's good shit. I love it. It's a great series. Also, real quick, I guess before we get to the Superman, Spider-Man stuff, I do want to say
more fucking super chats.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We love it. We love to see it. We love to see it. We love to see it. We love this for us. We love this for us. But no, I just want to say, I thought about dedicating a lot more time to this, but I'm actually not, because honestly, I don't have a whole heap of a lot to say. Because it was in regards to something I was asked a couple of weeks ago about the finale of Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. And at that time, I had not read it yet. And then the next week, we just ran out of time. And this week, here we are. So I wanted to talk about that just briefly. So Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, we got the final issue a couple of weeks back, I think 2 or 3 weeks back, actually, of the series featuring Samantha Strong, who is the lovable, cuddly-looking serial killer teddy bear. Finished it. Did not end the way I thought it would. I don't want to spoil anything, because I feel like that's one of those, if you're reading that series, I think you'd be better served seeing how it ends for yourself. I will say there was a moment where things get really hot. And well, actually, wow, I didn't realize how much of a pun that was, actually, now that I've said it out loud. But no.
I thought you did.
I did not mean it that way. Honestly, but you know what? I fucking stand by it, goddammit. I fucking stand by it.
Okay.
But no, when you get to the end, you have Beneath the Trees, you have the lovable, cuddly, Samantha Strong basically is in an untenable position. She's in an untenable position, and that position is, without going too far into it, for those who do not know, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring, it is a direct follow-up to the first book, which is just simply titled Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, where that Samantha sent to the gulag, sent to the shadow realm, hit him with that it's someone who it seemed like such a throwaway moment, but it winds up becoming the impetus. It ends up becoming the impetus for Rite of Spring, because a family member of that person who it seems she so randomly killed comes back and wants to know what's happened. And the whole beauty of this is that this woman has been going on message boards and forums and true crime, listening to true crime podcasts, and you're trying to get in touch with people, in true crime chat rooms, trying to get information about what happened to her brother. And Samantha is the one who starts feeding her information, because she recognizes that this woman might be connected to one of her victims.
Mm-hmm.
And so this woman comes to Samantha's town to find out more. And Samantha is being very earnest in how she tries to help this woman find her brother's killer or find her brother's body. And that's kind of how, like, over the course of 6 issues, how that whole story plays out. And you kind of start seeing that while all this is going on, and this isn't really as much of a spoiler, but the closer that this woman and Samantha get, Samantha starts trying to manipulate her and try to almost kind of like, through the hunt to find who killed her brother, which, you know, literally the call is coming from inside the house in this regard, Samantha's growing to like this person. Yeah. Or at the very least, find this person interesting. And I don't even mean romantically, just like, oh, this could be a friend. This could be a friend. Yeah. But no, it's all about how Samantha keeps this woman close and how she also keeps her just far enough away that she doesn't find out Samantha was the one that killed her brother. And it's also about how far Samantha is willing to go to keep her from finding out the truth.
So,
and
here's my question then. Here's my question.
Go ahead, shoot.
Final issue came out.
Yep.
It is done.
Mm-hmm.
With that ending, would you, even though I already know what's going to happen here, but
yeah,
is it one of those cases where if it was to just be, this is it, how would you feel?
Honestly, you know what? I don't know how Patrick Horvath is going to be able to follow this one up, but I will say if they were to just like if Patrick were to just be like, yep, this is the end.
Yeah.
No more Beneath the Trees where nobody sees, I'd be fine with it because the way it ends in such a way that, like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what this book does, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I say this book. It does something that Reckless did that I found both like interesting but annoying at the same time.
Okay.
And what that is there's a point in the Reckless series about midway through where it becomes painfully obvious that Ethan is safe. I don't want to say how. But like there's going to reach a point when you read that series, you're going to be like, this man is in no danger.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So if they were to continue the series, I would kind of have a similar attitude towards Samantha. Not like 100% because I wouldn't have like with Beneath the Trees where nobody sees, it's not definitive. The thing I'm talking about that I'm alluding to, but like in Reckless, it was definitive. Like you knew, it was like, oh, this motherfucker's safe. Yeah, he's good and safe. He's very good and safe.
So let me ask you this then: when it comes to Samantha Strong, the character, because I know you are a horror guy. You've always been a horror guy, but is this one of those instances where like, does she grow more likable, or is she full on, no, this is a bad person and I hope they get their comeuppance? Do you feel like that, or you just want to see more go? You know what I mean? Because one thing I want to tell everybody listening, because I think that's the one thing Ernie kind of going past. From what I've gathered from this character and the little bit that I've read, Samantha Strong, that Berenstein Bear on the cover, that is not a good person.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all.
That is not a good person.
So I'm not going to hold you.
This is not Dexter, people.
No.
This is not.
So I'm going to tell you what. In the first book, she is Dexter. But not for the same reasons as Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's not doing what she's doing for, quote unquote altruistic reasons or whatever she perceives as altruistic reasons. She is only going after the other serial killer because they are making it hot for her in her own backyard. This is more of a, no, see, I'm out here cutting motherfuckers up and burying them in paint cans underground, and I want to be able to keep doing that, and you making it real difficult for me to keep doing that. So you got to go. I want to stay on my. I want to stay on my Berenstein Bear serial killer bag, and if you hear, I can't do it.
Highlight 915. Find a different bot pimper.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. She was like, okay. So let me paint the picture here. Let me paint the picture. Samantha is a serial killer with rules. Mm-hmm. She's a serial killer with rules. She doesn't take anybody out in her own backyard.
Mm-hmm.
She goes outside of her town's. Matter of fact, she drives good and far away from her town, and then goes to a major city, finds someone, takes them out. She meticulously carves them up into pieces, puts them in paint cans, and buries those paint cans somewhere else. Like, the place where she sleeps is not the same place where she kills, and the place where she kills is not the same place. Or the place where she kills is not the same place where she buries or sleeps. So, like, she is very careful about how she does shit. So, like, when you see her going after the other serial killer who is literally dumping bodies in their town, you're like, okay, yeah, this is a principles situation here. Now, when you get to this book, when you get to Rite of Spring, throw that shit out the window, because here we're now dealing with a Samantha Strong who has no natural predators. This is a Samantha Strong who can do whatever she wants, whenever she wants now, because there's nobody there to mess it up for her. And now you start going back into Samantha's past. And once you go into her past, I think it's at that moment right there. If you were still on the fence about whether Samantha is a good person, that shit's gone. That shit is gone. Samantha is a fucking, like, there's a reason why Lex Luthor was scared of her. There's a reason why Lex Luthor was scared of her.
This is a yes or no question, and then we can go ahead and knock out these super chats and talk about what we're here to talk about. Do they explain, like, why she's doing it? Do we get a reason as to why? Do we get she doesn't want to do it, but she has this urge on some Mr. Brooks shit? Or does it ever get explained why she does what she does? That's a yes or no.
No. No.
Okay.
I mean, it's a...
Okay.
Like,
I like that. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. This is just a bad month. This is just a force of nature. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no, that's exactly it. While Samantha is a main character and you do kind of get inside her head a little bit, the reality is that she just like, as far as we know, she just enjoys what she does.
Are you gonna spend that money on that storybook edition of the original series? Yeah, he gonna do it. Yep. Let's go ahead and read this.
Yeah.
Gearless Mode with the 1999 saying, keep it going. Like,
Gearless, thank you for that. 1999. Super chat. And you know what? We ain't done yet, because we also got Shadow Socks over. I didn't give Shadow
We already did that.
I didn't give him his. I didn't give him his. Chad, did I give him his? Chat. No.
You didn't give Gearless Mode his. You did Shadow Sonic, and then we went into the Beneath the Trees conversation.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because Carter will lie to get out the jingle. Carter will lie to get out the jingle.
Oh no, because I just did.
Oh, there he is. Anyway, 1999. See, I told you, I can't trust him. You can't trust him. You can't trust this motherfucker. He lied. I told you. Well, he tried to. You saw what he tried to do. Tried to bamboozle me. He tried to bamboozle me.
Had I not seen No He Didn't It No, he didn't. I could have kept that laugh in. Had I not seen that, I could have kept that laugh in, and it would have been a smooth one.
See, so no. So now I gotta give it. I apologize for that, Shadow Sonic Silver. Let me correct the situation. 1999. Super chat, and you know what? We also got another one here. I want to skip this because we go give for the 3-time. Denial says I can't support the current.
Yes, I want to talk about this one. This is from Denial with the 1999. He said, I can't support the current Marvel Cosmic books despite being a fan. Between them fumbling Krakoa's ending, the rushed Ultimate Universe ending, and the entire X-line being aimless, I ain't got faith. Before you get that 1999 out, there's one thing I actually want to talk about. There's one thing I want to talk about. Mad Coco, shout out to Mad Coco. He's one of Earth Mightiest. He's in your Discord. He showed that he picked up the Imperial trade this week. This is something I actually called Ernie when I was in the comic shop, and we both had the same reaction when I started reading that trade.
Oh, yeah.
This is strictly about Marvel Cosmic. So for everyone that doesn't know, the Imperial trade, the Jonathan Hickman Marvel Cosmic event, that trade came out this week. But here's what Marvel did with that trade. They put the Imperial series in there, right? Which is it's to be expected. Of course, you're going to put the series in there. But what they also did, they put the first issue of Planet She-Hulk in that trade. They put the first issue of Black Panther Intergalactic in that trade. They also put Exiles in that trade and Imperial Guardians in that trade, as well as Nova Centurion. All the first issues of all the Marvel Cosmic stuff. Here's the problem. You got 3 more issues of Planet She-Hulk you need to read. You got 5 more issues of Nova you got to read. You got 3 more issues of Black Panther you got to read. So the reason Ernie and I cracked up about this was because, wait, this just lets me know, as opposed to y'all just releasing one huge Imperial like compendium with the whole thing in there, since it didn't last long, and you just put the first issues of each book in this trade, you motherfuckers are real deal finna try to get people to buy a 3-issue Planet She-Hulk book, a 3-issue Black Panther trade, a 4-issue fucking Nova series.
Diabolical.
I want to know how much y'all finna charge for a 3. You know what they gonna do? They gonna do that shit DC did with that Rise of the Power Company, where it was only 2 goddamn issues and then an old ass issue of Josiah Power. That's what they finna do. They finna put some. You finna get a 3-issue trade of Black Panther Intergalactic, and then a random issue of the Ta-Nehisi Coates run in there, just so they can say they got a 4-issue trade and sell it to you for $19.99. That is despicable. That is despicable.
That is absolutely positively diabolical behavior. I do not I can't get jiggy with that. I can't get jiggy with that at all. So just no. No, I'm not. I cannot get down with that. I'm sorry. It's not happening.
That's nasty.
What I will also say is first off, you don't even have to worry about the supporting Marvel Cosmic anymore, because Marvel ain't supporting Marvel Cosmic anymore. They've canceled every book in the goddamn line.
I guarantee you that's why they put all those first issues, because and Imperial Guardians was in that trade as well, which only got 1 issue, just like Exiles only got 1 issue.
Jesus Christ, man. I'm sorry. I am so over Marvel and aimless events that don't mean anything. Aimless events that aren't going anywhere. People like, I don't know, man. I feel like it's sabotage. I feel like it's self-sabotage because I feel like Marvel, you know what? I'm not gonna say who said it, but who told me this, but I'll just put it like this. Marvel is fucking McDonald's. Okay? That is some fucking McDonald's ass comics right now. Those are some McDonald's ass comics. Matter of fact, down to the dollar menu level aspect of their whole operation. And I'm sorry, but and this is cyclical. This is cyclical because, I want people to understand this because I remember there was a time where we were all meat riding DC and shitting on Marvel, and then Marvel got their shit together and DC was in dire straits, and everybody's like, oh man, Marvel's eating DC's lunch. And then it's cyclical. It changes. And right now, DC is on top and Marvel is eating shit right now. And to the point where I want to make something clear. I'm not the only motherfucker who thinks this either, so I don't want to sound like I'm saying something original. But like, I've talked to some other people. I have followed some other people who have all been saying the same shit. Like right now, Marvel is rudderless. They are rudderless. And you know what? I'll even go as far as say Marvel right now should take comics out your name. Most people don't even call Marvel Comics. They just call it Marvel now. But the thing is, leave comics out your name because you are not in the business of making comics. You are in the business of making fast food. That is what you're in the business of. The comics that you're making, and I want to make sure I'm clear when I say this. I'm not saying that every Marvel comic is bad. Like right now, there are definitely some good Marvel books out there. But here's the problem. Those good books are the bug, not the feature. Those good books that you do see, they are the exception to the current rule. And yeah.
Fabric 86 with the Blerd Club Gold for 10 months. He said, they will kill you in theaters now. Zazie Beats, yes, please. That's actually so that Ernie ain't even got to ask me what I'm doing when we done. As soon as we're done with the cave today, I'm literally going to the movies because I want to go see if Zazie can hold her own and just whooping wholesale horror movie ass. Paul Archery, I always want to say what?
You ain't gonna skip past that. You act like we didn't just have a 1999 super chat. No, I gotta let you screw Denial out that super chat. No. Fabric 86 is a membership. Denials, the super chat we were reading prior to that, before you just kind of jumped into that other boat. That was a 1999 super chat pimp. Anyway, we also got
Archery. I still want to say Poe Archery Media. I don't care about the creative movement. He gave us 5. He said he just passing through to drop money in the collection plate. It's always appreciated. It is always loved. But you still Poe Archery Media because that's how I saw you the first time. Gavin Guidry, fresh of the first issue of that ye old Flash run with the $49.99. He said he can't give memberships for some reason. So here are some Flash bucks. You know what? We appreciate that $49.99.
I appreciate the Flash bucks.
And that was one of the first things that Ernie and I talked about this week was that Flash book, because now Ernie and I are on Flash Watch just to see.
Yeah, we on. So okay, I want to make something clear because I know there's probably gonna be some people gonna see me holding. You're probably gonna see me holding this copy of the Flash. You're gonna be like, "Oh, wait a minute, Blerd. Wait, Blerd. You told us. You wasn't gonna buy no more DC comics that didn't have no Negroes in it. Why you holding that White Devil book?" Well, here's the thing.
One of the Negroes that's in.
Well, no. So the reality was, I did add an addendum to that like people who I like, who I like, who I know aren't on that Fox News bullshit. Which I know Gavin is not on that Fox News bullshit. Matter of fact, I think this is the blackest and brownest Central City has been in I don't know how long. Probably ever. I don't think Central City has ever been that particularly black and brown. But I was like, there's a lot of Negroes in this book. It's some Negroes and some Browns just all hanging out in the background. I'm like, oh man, I love to see this shit.
So there was one moment because I sent Ernie the message. Like, nah, I didn't see you in this one, but I thought I did. I saw a bald motherfucker with glasses sitting at a picnic somewhere, and I thought, but
that man said, "That's him." Well, isn't it the point?
Nah, he would have said something.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
But for this being my, because I feel like you've dipped your toe in Flash books several fucking times. I haven't really been that much of a Flash guy. Last Flash I read was the Francis Manapul, Brian Buccellato. I read a tiny bit of
New
that
52.
Yeah, I read a little bit of that to prepare me for when they jump to detective.
Okay.
But this is my first like real. Let me check this Flash book out. And then I got mad while I was reading it because and I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody because it was a really fun first issue. And the only thing I have seen on Reddit is people, hey, this first issue was, and this is not me trying to glaze Gavin, but everybody is dunking on the previous run and just praising this first issue. The one thing I will say, because this is the one thing that annoyed me about the Flash. If that's the way you motherfuckers want to make money, you would not be saved. And that's all I'm going to say about that. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
You would not be saved. You would not be saved at all.
Nah, a lot of y'all would be dead. I'd be like, man, look, I would just
promise you.
Look, I would watch that shit happen in slow-mo. Like y'all remember that the Justice League when Flash thought he was balling and Superman just kind of turned and was like,
oh, bro.
That would be me watching y'all fall to your death.
Did y'all ever think in a million years that the Blerd Without Fear would reference Zack Snyder's Justice League? But I don't even want to stay on that. Let's talk about one of the main things that we're here to discuss that came out
we got
this
more.
week.
We got more. We got more, Pimp. We got more. We got Ed Boy in the Cut with the 5 says the artist for Assorted Crisis Events has a YouTube channel called Ink Scribes, where he and two friends dissect other legendary comic artists' work. Highly recommend. I'll have to check that out. I gotta check that out. Also, I do want to circle back to something because I actually saved this earlier. I forgot to circle back to it when we started talking about what something Gavin said with the super chat. I kind of remember was like, oh shit, I actually pinned this so that I could go back to it. But no, Gavin earlier in the show said pre-orders do matter. We don't count sales to consumers. We count sales to shops. This is, and I want to highlight this because for one, here, actually, I want to write this down because this is something I'm going to use in a video for later. So let me mark down the timestamp of where that happens. But no, this is someone who is actually in the industry, someone who literally, this is their book right here, straight off from DC. So I just want to say, this is something I've been trying to tell people for a long time. When you walk into a shop and like, okay.
Hey, I know where you're going. I want you, I think that would be a good place to tell them what you told me when it came to Coach. When you said like what the 1 in 10 actually meant and stuff like that.
Okay.
I think that'll be a good thing to tell them as well.
So here, let's demystify comic pre-orders and comic lingo and shit like this because I learned some shit I didn't know this shit before. But I want to focus on the pre-order shit real quick, just right off rip. But like, if I walk into a shop and I go to the counter, I go to the counter and the person hands me my pull list and they're like, hey, here's your pull. And I take my pull and go, thank you for my pull. Now let me purchase my pull. I hand them my credit card. We make the money transaction. I get to walk out the store with the book. That supports the comic. That supports the comic and ensures more of the comic gets made. I'm going to tell you what doesn't support the comic shop. And this is what Gav is talking about here. We don't count sales to consumers. We count sales to shops. The reason why that sale counts is because when they handed me this because of my pull, it's on my pull because I asked the shop to order it. Therefore, that is a pre-order, and they are handing this book over to me. This is me having not only supported the shop, but also supported the comic that I want to buy. Now, when I walk into a shop and I go past the counter, go straight to the shelves and go, this looks interesting. Go ahead, let me get this. Hey, can you ring this up for me? And they ring it up. Yeah, we go through the same process. That only supports the shop. That is not like me.
Why'd you do that? Like you was looking at a sandwich trying to see if there was a nasty piece of bread on there. So I'm like, you flipped it.
Well, I'm checking for mold. No. I'm checking for mold. But no, pre-orders also raise those numbers up. This is these are undeniable truths, and anyone who tells you otherwise, they are lying to you. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now let's do another one. I wanna take one of my recent acquisitions.
Okay.
Boom. This is the first issue of Feral. This is one of their horror movie homage variants. Now, how many of y'all remember when the coach would come on? We would do the Dynamite. We do the Dynamite claim sale, and sometimes you would hear the coach say, this is a 1 in 10, 1 in 25, 1 in 15 ratio. How many of y'all know what that means? Because I feel like a lot of people didn't realize. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what the ratio meant, and I admit that freely. I admit that 100% freely. So when I went to my shop and I was like, hey, I've been on this horror movie variant kick for Feral. And I was talking to my guy at the shop, and I was like, I said, every time I look it up, it's the B cover. The horror movie homage is always the B cover. And he was like, are you sure? He said, because sometimes they're ratioed. And I was like, ratioed? I've heard that term, but I never really understood what it meant. So I asked him, I was like, I'm not going to sit here and be stupid. I'm going to ask him a question. And he explained to me what that meant. A ratio means that the shop had to order. So if you see like a 1 in 10, 1 in 15, 1 in 25, I don't know if they do 1 in 50, but you just, if you see that, what that means is the shop had to order that back number
50. They had to buy 50 of the book.
Yeah.
To get that one variant.
Yes. Matter of fact, Jasmine, right here. Jasmine just said, right here. Boom. For every X amount of the main cover, they print one of, basically if and my shop basically told me, so he said like there have been some that came out that were like 1 in 10. So basically my shop would have to order 10 to get the 1. And because he doesn't move Feral like that at his shop, he's like, I would make you buy the other ones. He said, I wouldn't make you buy them like full price. He said, I'd make you buy them what I paid for them. But he was like, he says, you would get them at like cost or whatever. But he was like, he said, we don't move Feral like that. He said, I think when he told me, he said I was one of like 2 or 3 people who regularly has Feral in their pull, which I find that so sad because that book is so fucking good. Oh my God, it's so fucking good. Yeah. Anyway, Don't yo if y'all ain't read the most recent issue, I don't want to say no more. Carter know what I'm talking about. Woo! I go hold you.
Hit me up at work to tell me to read that shit. I'm working. I'm with clients. I'm in court, and it's the and I've told you all this before on several Blerd caves. If I see a notification from him, and the first thing I see is nigga in all caps, I know it's going to be some mess every time without fail. Imagine Carter dressed up with his client in a courtroom and phone vibrates, not even supposed to have his phone on in court. Nigga. I gotta keep the smile off. I gotta keep the smirk off my face because I know it's gonna be something stupid. And gotta get right back to it. But yes. But don't talk about it. We ain't talking about Pharaoh. But yes, that is what the 1 in 50, 1 in 500, 1 in 10. That's what that means. So
that is how that
was news to me. That was
Remember, Gavin just like I said, Gavin literally was like here confirmed. So that's basically what it is. So you have to order X, Y. You have to order X number to get the one. So that's why those and that's why those covers are so rare. That's why when we were doing like the Dynamite claim sales and stuff, why like some of those books like were way more like if it was like a 1 in like 10 or something like that versus like whenever it was like 1 in like a much bigger fucking number, you'd be like, oh wow, that one, why did that one jump up in price so much? Now that I have better understanding of it, and I think that's one of those things too, because I'm not really like a collector. I'm just a dude who dabbles. I'm a comic reader, not a comic collector. But that's why I was kind of just like, oh, I didn't know that shit was a thing. But yes, so we just gave edutainment.
I mean, hey, that's what we try to do.
Yeah, we try. Now let's get. Oh, we got one more. We got one more. Yeah, we got one more. We got one from Shadow Sonic Silver. This is actually we got one here. This is not. He took it easy on you this time.
Yeah, he said it's the David Zaslav Netflix style of self-sabotage. Kevin saw what Zaslav and Netflix were doing and is now copying those styles. They're making more money by canceling and shelving than creating.
Well, and also raising costs in some cases, like what Netflix just recently did. I think some of y'all saw Netflix raise their prices. It's got to the point where they raise their price almost like twice a year now by this point. It's kind of egregious, especially when the quality of content's not rising. If the quality and content's not rising with the price, I'm sorry, then you should be raising the price, but that's just me. But that said, now we can get to we can get to our main thing. We can finally talk about the thing we came here to talk about. The thing that the good people the good people way doesn't talk about.
Crossover. This is a we're gonna be talking about a crossover I think happened not way too fast. I'm just shocked it happened so fast.
And we still got another one.
That's what I'm saying. So we talked about Batman, Deadpool, Batman, and I feel like we didn't talk about them not that long ago. And now Superman, Spider-Man comes out this week, and it was actually sold out at my store in the LCS I normally go to, and Gavin actually hit the nail on the head. The one thing they did have was an overabundance of variants for Superman, Spider-Man that were all ratios and hanging on the goddamn wall so you couldn't reach them. So,
oh shit, I'm not gonna hold you. Like the more I learn about like the collector side of the comics, the more I get like irritated because because this shit here, it was diabolical. It was absolutely positively diabolical. And see, for me, because I want to see what was my order. Like I got this. I didn't get the cover that I wanted. I'll probably have to go back and get the cover I wanted. I actually wanted the Russell or I think what was it, I think it was like the no. It'll be the next one. Because that's gonna be in the oh god, what is it? The Spider-Man, that'll be in the Spider-Man Superman joint. But they had a couple of covers that I was like, man, I kind of want that cover. I want this cover. I want this other one right here. Da 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 da. Yada yada yada. They had a couple of ones that I was kind of infinitely more interested in. I think this offering the DC had, while it was a decent offering, I feel like the cover I got, the main, like the A cover, this was one of the rare instances where I felt the A cover was actually the Heat cover. It was one of those rare instances where I was like, actually, I think this, like, of all the covers they had, I was like, I like this one, the best. I think this one's the best. Not to say the other ones are bad, but just this was the one that spoke to me. More specifically. But let's talk about Let's talk about this book.
About the stories that are in the book. Did they speak to you? Did them stories speak to you, big dog?
Ooh, so okay, let me preface everything I'm about to say with this. When we talked about Deadpool Batman and Batman Deadpool, I think the thing I largely stuck with, was I felt like the Batman Deadpool had the better main story, but had the weaker backup stories. Even though I do feel like Batman Deadpool had like a quality over quantity scenario kind of going on there with their book, where it was like you had two really good backup stories, and then everything else was kind of like whatever. Whereas I felt like Deadpool Batman had the weaker main story, but overall had the better backup stories. Because that was the issue with Batman Deadpool. There was some bullshit kind of sprinkled in the backup story. It was bullshit. I will say this kind of is a mixed bag for me. This book right here is a mixed bag, and I'm gonna tell you why. So for me, so Superman, Spider-Man, what's the story here? The story is that Superman and Spider-Man, they're working together. They already know who each other, are and everything. They're already acquainted. Almost kind of seems like an even bigger kind of continuation of like the original. Some of you guys might remember the original Spider-Man or Superman Spider-Man crossover from yesteryear. Some of you probably remember that. And in this, Doc Ock is basically doing what Doc Ock does. He's lamenting, more or less. He's lamenting his position in life, that no one seems to recognize his genius. No one seems to be giving him his propers, so to speak. And what kind of comes of that, and here I'll pull this up just so we can have this up so people will know we're talking about this. He ends up running afoul of Brainiac. And, Brainiac being who Brainiac is, it becomes pretty apparent that these two are going to work together and try and take down Superman and Spider-Man. Doc Ock has less agency in this book than I would have liked, but honestly, considering that he's teaming up with an entity like Brainiac, it kind of makes sense that Brainiac is the one who's really like calling the shots because he's the more powerful character. But Doc Ock gets to have some moments for a little bit, and they get to do something interesting in regards to kryptonite that I feel like it was a trick I've seen done before with kryptonite, or not saying the exact same trick, but like it kind of reminded me of Superman Unlimited a little bit, where it's like, oh man, there's gonna be kryptonite everywhere, like there's not gonna be a way for Superman to really get around it, and it's the way that they do it in this book that I thought was kind of interesting. Almost kind of makes me wish that was what Dan Slott did in Unlimited, but because I think this makes, even though it's kind of sillier and hokier, it makes way more sense of why it's an issue. And of course, Spider-Man gets to have his classic Spider-Man moments. Superman gets to have some pretty cool moments. And, obviously they're going to beat the bad guy. And, I love how they flip it where, they're fighting each other's villains, where Superman is fighting Doc Ock, which should just be that should be like a cleanup, just a quick cleanup. But yeah, because of the circumstances, it's not going to go down quite that way. And Superman's going to do his thing. He's going to do his normal, like, oh, he's going to try and appeal to Doc Ock's better nature, so on and so forth. And Spider-Man is going to wow Brainiac with how ridiculously OP Spider-Man Spider-Sense makes him, which is something that I think people forget about. And I was kind of glad they did that in this issue because and showed that Spider-Man could hold his own with a character like Brainiac. Because I think a lot of people forget back in the day, Spider-Man was fucking tournament banned. Spider-Man was tournament banned. Some of y'all might not remember this shit, but Spider-Man used to be O-fucking-P. Spider-Man used to solo the X-Men. A lot of people forget about that. Go back and read old Marvel superheroes Secret Wars from back in 84. Spider-Man soloed the whole X-Men team. Granted, it was an X-Men team where Storm didn't have her normal abilities. But, because it was all kind of in the middle of that whole life-death thing. But please believe, anytime Spider-Man went up against somebody, he was breaking ankles and kicking backs in. Now, for this one, this was
Mark Waid. This was Mark Waid.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Mark Waid. You had Mark Waid on this bad boy.
And was it George Jimenez?
Jorge.
Or was it Jorge?
Jorge Jimenez.
There you go.
Jorge Jimenez is the artist on this. And it's great shit. It's like I'm not gonna hold you. This might be of the three not three backup, but of the three main stories we've gotten thus far for the DC Marvel crossover stuff. I think I see what you're laughing at. It just made me giggle too. But the true White Iverson.
I've never heard somebody refer to Mark Waid as the White Iverson. That is nuts.
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I kind of rock with it. But yeah, I think of the main stories we've gotten out of these crossovers thus far, I'm including Deadpool, Batman, Deadpool, in this Superman, Spider-Man. I think this is the best main story. I think this is the best main story we have gotten thus far. It's the one that makes the most, and you know what? I think it's because of the writer. Because and when I say that, I mean like the quality of writer that we have here. Considering that we had Zeb Wells on the Deadpool Batman, which I didn't think that one was bad. It just didn't hold my attention the way I would have liked it to. And when Grant Morrison, they wrote the Batman Deadpool main story, and well, I think that story is better than the Deadpool Batman one. That story is also so wild and wacky and all over the place that I was actually relieved when we got this story, and it was a lot more like, I don't want to say grounded, but just like it wasn't as like off the fucking wall as something that Grant Morrison would normally write. Not a knock at Grant Morrison, but just like I was kind of hoping for something a little more like a little less all over the place. Let's just put it like that. Less chicanery going on. I will also say that now that I've addressed my positives, Carter, do you have anything you want to say about this book on a positive note before I let the chopper off?
Are you talking about? Are you talking about in the context of the main story, or just every other
main story? Yeah, with the main story. Yeah.
No, I think you hit the nail on it. I really enjoyed that main story. I did not. The fact that we went in and they already knew who each other were. The banter between Peter and Clark.
Yeah.
You would have waited for Batman while you rushing just because it's me. Like that was fun. The Doc Ock stuff I enjoyed. Him just Siri. Am I that nigga? No.
Yeah, That was basically it.
That was funny. That was funny. Then just the interaction, and now it's Doc Ock and Brainiac interacting. That was a fun story. I really enjoyed that story. That main story. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Wait a minute, I gotta address this. I gotta address.
What's that?
Yeah, it. Central City looking pretty good now, isn't it? I ain't gonna lie, I didn't have this on my bingo card.
Mm-hmm.
But man, seeing Gavin try and turn Central City into Chocolate City was kind of wild. I ain't gonna hold you, because like I'm gonna tell you. Okay, I'm gonna tell him myself. And I don't think this should be a surprise to anyone, because I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. I think when you're a person who is either black, brown, or just some other spectrum of color, I think you are probably going to do this on some type of subconscious level. So when I was going through the book, kind of the same way than when I go to an actual place in real life, I'm not actively doing this, but I do subconsciously count how many other black people I see. Or like just non-white people. Like when I'm in a space, especially like, in not every space, but like when I'm in a predominantly white space, I notice it. It's just something I notice. Like when I go to a concert, and I look, case in point, I use this example. When I went to go see 3-6 Mafia and Bone Thug here, not technically it was in Olive Branch, or not Olive Branch, but in South Haven. Not necessarily so much in Memphis.
Man, that's technically Whitehaven.
This is technically Whitehaven. It really, there's not that much of a difference. Like, honestly, I think South Haven, they just need to accept the fact that they Memphis. Anyway. But no, I took stock of the fact that there were way more white people there than I expected. Because I was like, oh yeah, there's gonna be some mad black shit going on right here. Yeah. No, this was the thing. They were there together, and they were not beefing. But no, when I went, there was a sizable, there was a very noticeable number of white people that were there. And some of the most redneckish white folks I'd ever seen in my life too. I was like, God damn, I did not expect y'all to be here, out here like this. But I mean, it was a thing. I was here for it though. When I go to a space and I'm the only black person, I notice. I picked that shit out. But when I was reading this, I caught myself subconsciously counting the number of black people that I saw, or just non-white people. And I was actually really pleasantly surprised when I saw that. Yeah, I was like, dude, this is pretty. I'm not saying it's Chocolate City, but I'm just saying I was like, damn, there's a lot more Negroes in Central City than I'm used to seeing. I was like, maybe DC ain't so white after all. Well, you know what? I was like, hey, if nothing else, Central City ain't. I was like, see.
Okay.
Anyway,
so I do,
but yes.
Yeah, I do want to. I wanted to stay on brand with this one, because this is going to be this might be a very interesting one. I'm actually shocked you said you're going to let the chopper off on this book. You know what? I'm not going to say a word. Yes, Ernie, I enjoyed the Superman, Spider-Man. I enjoyed the main story. Please.
Yes. So, okay. Elephant in the room. And here, I want to open this up because I want to remember. I want to remember who did what. I want to remember who precisely did what. So we're gonna open this bad boy up. We're gonna open this bad boy up. See what I'm gonna be like. What's that dude's name on Instagram? The one that would always be doing videos we be talking about, where dudes watching ugly ass Tubi movies.
What we got here?
What we got? What do we got here?
You know what? Let me go ahead and get mine knocked out, since you talked about the main story, and then you just interject.
Yeah, go ahead. Shoot.
I think mine will be way quicker.
Go off, King.
Main story. Good. That's a good one. That was a good one. I think everybody will enjoy that story. You don't really get to see these two interact a whole lot. Now that you have, it was a blast. You're good.
Yeah.
Now, so now that you got your mama's cooking out the way, now you got to try the in-laws cooking. That one auntie everybody just tell you,
yeah. Let's
Lois
start at the
Lane,
top. Yeah, Lois Lane, Mary Jane.
Lois Lane, Mary Jane. Now, I do not. Okay. I want to start off by saying that the Blerd Cave LLC, Blerd Without Fear, and Carter Presents Incorporated do not in any way have a misogynistic bone in their bodies. We love women. Ernie's married to one. I've had several. But when I tell you, I didn't give a rat's ass about any of these women in this story. You thought you could get me because Tom King was writing it. No, DC, you can't get me like that. No.
Can I say something?
Lois Lane, Mary Jane, Carter says was lame. What do you want to say, Ernie?
I mean, I feel like this was a missed opportunity. This was a missed opportunity. Like, I'm not, okay, I want to make something clear. I'm not saying that they should not have done Lois Lane and Mary Jane. I'm completely fine with them doing that. I would have enjoyed this story if it was more in line with what I was hoping for. Because by this point, it's pretty common knowledge that Mary Jane is the all-new Venom. And Lois Lane, I can't remember if Lois Lane still has Superwoman powers. I feel like she got them back briefly for a moment.
No, I think she just,
or did she lose them?
I think she's just red-blooded.
She regular woman now.
Amy Adams right now.
So you know what they could have done? They could have done something interesting where they could have had, I don't give a fuck. They could have broke continuity. I don't give a shit because not this shit's in continuity anyway. They could have done,
motherfucker. Did you want a Superwoman jackpot story? What did you want?
No, I wanted Superwoman Venom. I was like, if we're actually gonna push this MJ being Venom bit as far as it's gonna go, you may as well have done it here. I'm sorry, but like, watching them kind of stand around and watch as their respective love interests are saving the day and just having, you know, like, I get it. This conversation, well, I think it was trying to pass the Bechdel test. It actually really doesn't, because the majority of the time they're talking about their respective love interests. So like they're not like they're yeah. So yeah, I feel like, man, if we were just gonna go ahead and do this, and you're gonna drag Gambit into the shenanigans, I feel like you could have done a lot more. Like, I feel like, you know what, leave Gambit out and actually have Lois and Mary Jane doing something interesting. Like, I would have rather have seen, even if they didn't have powers, I would rather have seen them doing something as opposed to just standing around and just oogling at Gambit and marveling at how awesome their, you know, husbands and boyfriends or whatever are. Like, it just, I'm sorry, just that's just me. That's just me. I'm sorry.
Here it is. Here's my problem with it.
Yes, Gambit is in that shit. Motherfucker just shows up to throw some cards because there's a Sentinel involved.
Hey, Jim Lee, you want to draw Gambit? You want to draw Gambit real quick?
Give the people what they want.
Even though everybody's kind of got their foot on your neck because, you know, you are the head honcho over at DC and we ain't got no goddamn black books. You want to draw Gambit real quick? My big problem with Mary Jane Lois Lane is I've seen Tom King write this kind of story before.
Right.
And I've seen him do it way better.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Carter? I will tell you, audience. Go back to Batman from the Tom King run. Batman issue 37. It was called Double Date. That is one of my all-time favorite single issues of a story.
Mm-hmm.
There was no real action going on. It was a double date with Batman and Selina, Superman and Lois. And it was them at the fair, on rides, them wearing each other's costumes. But I want to keep it on the Selina and Lois portion of that story, because that story was probably the best part of that Batman issue, was just how they were talking about their men and how their men were somewhat communicating like niggas do sometimes.
Yeah.
So So the back and forth with Selena and Lois was really well done in that comic. So that's kind of what I was expecting with this, and I didn't get that. I just got I got a story to where I did the same thing I did in Batman Deadpool when I got to that Hulk and Harley story, where I just kept turning the goddamn page
Just
so
waiting.
I could see what the next story was.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's basically yeah, I'm good. The next story was Superboy Prime and the Amazing Spider-Man. Now
by
I
Christopher
like-
Priest, by the way. You
Yes, it's Christopher. It's Christopher Priest on writing and Daniel Sampere on art.
Now, art was great. Art was nice.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you though. There was something Superboy Prime was doing in this that irritated the fuck out of me.
Talking like he was one of these like YN Twitch streamers.
Yes, I didn't like that. Like it was like, wait a minute here,
Bro.
Wait a minute, wait.
Just me. It wasn't just me, and it's great.
No, I'm not gonna hold you. That shit got on my last goddamn nerve. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see here.
I think this is when I was just like, huh? So
it didn't make no goddamn sense.
I'm gonna set the scene for you all.
Oh no, right here, I found it.
Uh-oh.
Keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it. Like honestly, I'm supposed to be talking to Christopher Priest real soon. I'm gonna have to pull this man aside and be like, bruh, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, what the fuck was this? Like here, I like, and y'all, I see y'all aren't gonna believe me unless I show it to you. So here, let me.
When he told Spider-Man it's time you tap in.
Yeah, I was like, bro, yeah, he's talking about keep. He's like, I'm gonna need you. Yeah, I need you to tap in. I'm like, keep it 100. I was like, okay.
I guess the Medea came out of him. Keep it 100. Her, keep it 100.
Her, like, I was like, bro, stop. I was like, stop. I was like, stop. We're not doing this. I was like, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Why? If he did everything but say 6'7", he did everything but say 6'7". But yeah, I had like, and okay, maybe somebody can, because I'm not the biggest Superboy Prime guy. I don't hate Superboy Prime, but I don't keep up with everything Superboy Prime. So can someone please put me on game? Does Superboy Prime normally talk like this now?
I was reading the Justice League stuff that he was doing with Superman where, okay, let me not just beat around the bush. No, he didn't talk like this in the book I just read recently. He did not say.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, what
if you need to tap in? He didn't say when somebody asked him a question, he didn't say facts. He didn't say he keep it 100. Hey, dog. Christopher Priest, what's your problem, man?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't care for this. I liked the idea of the story. I liked the idea of the story. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I like the idea of like, because okay, so let me. This is the thing I didn't explain. So this story is Superboy Prime going back to the superhero. Marvel Superhero Secret Wars from 84, like right around the time that Spidey got the black costume, but didn't quite know what the black costume was. So he has plucked this version of Spider-Man out of the time stream, or gone to that Spider-Man rather, and they go meet the High Evolutionary. That's kind of why all this shit's happening. And I'm like, bro, I was like, this ain't it.
I like the whole thing of like, I know you because you're not real. You're a comic. Right. I've been reading you for years. All that stuff is fine, but
that was
you know
funny.
How you sound right now, and I'm on. Oh yeah. I gotta get on your head on this one.
What's that?
You sound like me when I told you that's why I didn't like that Christopher Priest Black Lantern run because he had that boy
Black Adam.
Black Adam, excuse me.
Yeah, Black Adam, yeah.
That Black Adam run when Black Adam had the new kid. I think his name ended up being Bolt.
Yeah, Bolt.
How he had him talking in that book was just like this here.
Yeah, well, the thing is, with that one, I let it slide for a little bit because he kind of stopped talking like that after a while. But or at least maybe I just stopped noticing it. I don't know.
Boy,
but
if Superboy Prime told Peter say less, I'd have put the book back on the shelf.
Oh no, this book would have been put. Look, first off, yeah, this book wouldn't even be bagged and boarded. This would be in the garbage. This book would be in the garbage because I've already paid for it. But yeah, okay. This story, it didn't do it for me. It didn't do it for me. It didn't light my world on fire. So there you go.
It was how people were talking that I was just like, yeah, you need some. Maybe you need to have another person help you with your dialogue. But dog, like,
well,
here's the thing.
Yeah.
Superboy Prime punching reality again because that's just what he do. Going into the old Amazing Spider-Man comics with Peter when he had the black suit, he even tells Peter like, I was trying to come back to the time where you first got the black suit during Secret Wars. Like he says that.
Yeah,
and
he
then
says it out loud.
And then he tries to go to that comic with him. And while Peter's web swinging, Peter web swings literally on the page and almost trapped himself in this reality bending. The story is basically stupid.
He was closing the page on himself like that, like and you can, like I said here, I want to pull this up so y'all kind of see what I'm talking about here. But like you can see you can see how silly this book like, and that's why I said I kind of dug it because I was like, dude, it's not taking itself seriously. It is not taking itself seriously at all, and that's why I was kind of rocking with it. But man, it was that dialogue, like, and not from Peter, but just from Superboy Prime that kept every time that I started getting back into it, I started kind of falling out of it. I was just like not even kinda. I just was like every time, like when I read that Keep It 100, I closed the book. I was like, man, let me. Like, I'm not saying that he would have said 100, it would have been any better. But the 100, that just, I was like, first off, I don't know what's worse. When white people are made to sound like YNs or when black people are written to sound like YNs, I was like, man, this is not it. Like, this is not the, like, you know what it was? Carter, do you know what this was? Do you know what meme this was? This read like Steve Buscemi. Be like, hey, what's up, fellow kids? What's up, fellow kids? Hey, this is how the kids talk, right? That's what this felt like, and I'm sorry, but like, I you know what? I think whoever, I think that people, when you reach a certain age, I think you need to like get your, you need to get your vernacular updated. Like, you need to know what the young folks are saying if you're gonna write younger characters. I'm sorry, but like Superboy Prime sounded like an old head talking, not like Superboy Prime. That makes sense? It sounded like an old head trying to sound like a young head. It's not like an old head trying to sound like a YN, but it's Superboy Prime, and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm sorry. Anyway, I've said all I want to say about that. The next story,
the next one, Superboy and Spider-Man 2099. Full transparency. It was written and drawn by Sean Murphy.
Yeah, Sean Gordon Murphy. Batman White Knight.
But here's my thing. After finishing the Superboy Prime and Spider-Man story, when I saw Spider-Man 2099 and Superboy, I was Superboyed out at this point. So I just looked at the pictures and I was like, ooh, Batman Beyond. I was Superboyed out at that point.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you.
I'm just like, okay, yeah. This is Sean Murphy art. That is what this is. That is a very lanky Superboy. What the hell is Batman Beyond doing here? And then I started reading what I had missed.
Yeah, honestly, I think this story is one of the better backup stories so far. I
Mhm.
mean, and right now, look at what we've had to match it up against.
Yeah.
Lois was it Mary Jane and Lois Lane and Mary Jane and Superboy Prime and the Amazing Spider-Man. So we're already 0 for 0. Or 0 for 2 rather. We're 0 for 2 right now. You get to this one. I think this is the first genuine dub that they got
Okay.
in these backup stories, but I'm going to tell you where it lost me.
All right.
Not for the same reasons as the previous one. It the whole thing felt contrived. Like, I don't know. I felt like Spider-Man 2099 was just more aggro than usual. I don't know. Like, okay. I'm not the biggest Spidey 2099 guy, so maybe I'm not the right person to listen to on that. But I felt like he was just a little more aggro than what I'm accustomed to. Like, to the point where, I don't know.
You think Sean Murphy watched Into the Spider-Verse and saw that was how Miguel was acting, and then
I think it was. Like, I mean, I don't know. Somebody help me out. You are talking to a guy whose his connection to Spider-Man 2099 is limited. Like, I like Spidey 2099, but
I got you.
My love for Spidey 29 kind of ends and begins with that original Peter David run.
No, so I got you.
Okay.
Because you read the initial Peter David. I read the continuation of that run in the, I think it was like 2014, 2015, when Miguel was in main continuity. I read that run in its entirety. Unless there was a loved one that was really on the line, because the majority of that run, he was trying to protect this woman. Well, there was a lot of Superior Spider-Man shenanigans.
Right. Yeah.
All in all, if there wasn't just a woman who he was regularly hitting the skins with, whose life he was trying to say, he wasn't aggro, is the way you're saying it. No,
yeah.
Miguel was very much mellow and just asking his AI thing to help him out. It's kind of like Cable asking Bell to help him out and shit like that.
Yeah,
that was how Miguel was. And then thank you, Tempest. There you go.
Yeah, that's how I remember. Like, I remember Miguel being way more chill. And this version, like, he's just way too quick to, like, spring on somebody. Like, he just way too quick to want to, like, steal on a motherfucker. Like this motherfucker trying to hit Superboy with the RKO. And, like,
this is gonna help your whole thing. Because I see people are agreeing with what I'm saying, where it seemed like he just watched the Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is.
And put that Miguel in there. So here's my thing. Since you brought up White Knight, you could tell that he was a really big fan, or Sean Murphy in this sense. Sean Murphy was a really big fan of the animated series and stuff. So you could just see where he just grabbed a handful of that shit, like sunflower seeds, and just
shake it up.
That shit in the book. You know what I'm saying? You could tell what he like with a lot. Like when people say that Chris Condom, the lubricated writer of the Ultimate Universe, his Ultimate Wolverine, one of his favorite stories is Weapon X. So what is Ultimate Wolverine? Just him and
Weapon
his
X.
version of Weapon X. So the Sean Murphy stuff you're talking about, he probably watched that movie.
Yeah, he watched Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, and then just put that in there, because so my point was, reading his other stuff, that's part of the course with Sean Murphy.
Yeah. No, because I'm gonna tell you right now, look, no, this ain't Miguel.
That Superman
Isaac. That's
so
Oscar Isaac.
Lanky. That Superman is so lanky the first time I saw that, bro.
So I'm not gonna hold you. Superboy did used to look like not this. He wasn't this lanky, but he used to be kind of slim. Like, he wasn't as buff as like how they used to depict Superman. But this right here, this motherfucker looks sick. Like, what's this motherfucker looks sick. This man is he on Ozempic?
He looked like Christian Bale in Machinist.
Man, I'm sorry, bro. I'm serious. But yeah, this story was better. Actually, you know what? This story was better than the previous two. But I mean, honestly, that's just by default. That's just by default at this point. The third story, That was Jimmy Olsen.
Jimmy and Carnage by Matt Fraction. Matt Fraction, I really enjoy your work. I love Hawkeye. I love Sex Criminals. I was enjoying the Batman stuff before I stopped reading it. But you remember how I think the majority of everybody, when it came to Batman Deadpool, they saw that Harley and Hulk story and didn't even try to read it and just kept going.
I will say this story does end appropriately. It does end appropriately.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy Olsen's encounter with Carnage does not work out well for him. So I don't want to give away details, but if you're one of those people who sit there like, how the fuck is Jimmy Olsen, Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, how the fuck is he gonna meet Carnage and come out of this alive? Well, I'm here to tell you, you ain't got to worry about that. You mean Jimmy packed up Olsen? Yes. Jimmy packed up Olsen. That look, I was like, look, I started thinking about life when when they said it was like the upper room.
No, I'm gonna tell you what I thought about when it got to the fight when Carnage was whooping Jimmy. I started thinking about Persona when you hit one of them monsters with the weakness. And then everybody just jump him.
Right.
That's the first thing that popped into my head.
It's time for an all-out attack.
Yes, it was an all-out attack. Like, come on, hold on, dog. I'm finishing this to you right now. Hold on.
Oh, no, because I got this shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
I know, so you can put it up on the screen.
Oh,
like, that is an all-out attack right there. See, y'all laughing. You watch.
Wait a minute.
That is an all-out attack right there.
They literally, when I want to zoom this shit in so y'all can see.
That is an all-out attack right there.
Look at this shit.
Boy, this
man literally just getting packed up. Like, I'm talking about like dude, just left and right.
That was an all-out attack right there.
They did this shit. Carnage did this shit like he found out Jimmy was talking shit. He's like, you talking shit about me? You gonna keep Shriek name out your mouth.
Okay. Anyone who has read All-Star Superman, you know that Jimmy has the watch he can use to call for Superman's help. This story actually made Superman look trash, and Superman ain't even in the story because Jimmy gets worked by Carnage because, of course, so he goes to use the watch. What happened? It got to update firmware.
I was like, bruh, get this shit out my face. Get it out my face. Like, you see this shit right here is like, bruh. I was like, he tried to use the watch, and the watch said, you got to update. You got to update the firmware.
It's been a week since you updated this watch, my guy. Do you want to update it at 3 a.m.? I'm not even going to be here at 3
a.m. I was like, bruh, what are we doing?
So let me say this real quick. When it comes to this comic as a whole, I didn't know what to expect. I knew we were getting Superman, Spider-Man, and I knew that was going to be Mark Waid. That was all I knew. So when we got it, and this says more, I don't think you all should ever do what Carter tried to do, but I think we're all guilty of this. Mm-hmm. I saw that Mark Waid was going to be doing Superman, Spider-Man. So, okay, I'll read that one. But I didn't know who else was in the book. I didn't.
Right.
Just off the strength of, okay, let me see what we got in here. Lois Lane, Mary Jane, Superboy Prime and Spider-Man, Superboy and Spider-Man 2099, Jimmy Olsen and Carnage, Jonathan Kent and Ben Parker, Daily Planet and Daily Bugle. I don't give a fuck about this. That was how my mind went. I don't give a good goddamn about it. Just naming them off like that. You don't know what these stories entail. Just naming them off what this book has to offer almost didn't get bought. Just
Oh,
the
bruh,
strength of that.
I ain't gonna lie. The only thing I walked away when I read this shit and I got to the Jimmy Olsen part, the only thing I kept thinking about was that scene in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, The Dream Warriors, where old girl walked up to the TV and Freddy came out that bitch and said, "Welcome to prime time, bitch." That's the only thing I thought about when I saw this shit, because Carnage literally just ended this poor boy's life. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna go back and amend my statement.
Okay.
I'm actually taking away that one W from Superboy and Spider-Man 2099, just in light of what you told me. How what you in the chat have said, that y'all are in agreement that this is just Oscar Isaac. This is an actual like Spider-Man 2099. So we're gonna reset the counter. So that means we are 0 for 4 so far on backup stories. If we're going by that metric, because I don't think this Jimmy. I mean, was the Jimmy Olsen Carnage story meant to be funny? Yes, it was meant to be funny. Was it funny? I mean, it was kind of funny, but it was like so goofy that it kind of, I don't know. It felt mean. You know what it did? It felt mean spirited. It felt mean spirited as fuck. I was like, dude, I was like, damn, Matt, you really don't like this motherfucker, do you? Like, it's some like, and the reason why I say, and maybe this is projection, because this is what I would do to a character if I didn't like them. Like, if DC, if DC or Marvel, or in this case both, hired me to write a story about Jimmy Olsen, I'd probably do the same shit. That motherfucker would catch it so ugly. Ugh, he catches so ugly. But no, that said, the next story was the one that surprised me, because you were talking about you weren't as interested in this particular part, but I will say, and I wasn't either initially, but as I read it, this one actually turned me around. And that's the Jonathan Kent and Ben Parker story.
Yeah.
And I had a feeling. I think when you and I talked about this before, we were going through like what the stories were going to be. I think we even said something to this effect, that this is probably going to be the story that, while we don't have any interest in it whatsoever, it's probably going to wind up being the story that's going to like have motherfuckers like getting watery eyed and shit. Or like have you be like, man, damn it, that shit was kind of cold. Because, okay, Jonathan Kent and Ben Parker, this is Jeff Lemire, Rafa Sandoval. Jonathan Kent and Ben Parker does something dangerous. They're telling a story about Jonathan Kent and Ben Parker, as you would imagine, but it's a story that doesn't include Superman or Spider-Man. This is a prequel story showcasing how these two characters, Ben Parker and Jonathan Kent, met a long time ago.
Yeah.
And how these two characters, like, the ideals that they both live by, like how these ideals were like already there, like even back before Superman, Spider-Man come into the equation, that, these characters were always out here doing the right thing. I even thought it was cute that, because the reason why this is called The Bridge is because there's a bridge that there's like a flood that's going on, and like they have to.
Actually, it's a reference to, because I know you probably don't know this. It's and for all the audience that doesn't know, see, y'all gotta step y'all Superman game up. The Bridge is a reference to the Smallville TV series when Lex Luthor hit Clark with the car, because it's on that bridge. So that's why it's called The Bridge.
Okay. I never got jiggy with Smallville like that. So
it's fine, because I was totally lying. But you see how believable that sounds? I should be a writer, bruh. Oh, man, my God, I'm good.
I was good. I wouldn't even say writer. I say you should start your own like grifting YouTube channel. So you could be the next instead of being Eric July, you could be Carter September.
Oh wow.
Carter June. Wow. Carter June.
Wow.
But no, don't y'all start that shit. Don't y'all start that shit. But no, I thought it was cool because like it basically kind of lets you know that like, yeah, even though neither one of these people had powers, they still went out and did the right thing at great risk to themselves. And also, what I thought was even more interesting was that they both put their bodies and lives on the line for two little brown kids. I say brown because they were kind of, I mean, they were probably black, but they weren't colored that way. They look more they look more ethnically ambiguous to me than they do anything else. But like, they're clearly not white.
This is probably the one story I really enjoyed out of all of them so far, and I will say
this is a dub. This is a low.
I didn't
this is a dub.
About a Ben Parker, Jonathan Kent story. I did not
at all.
But where they got me, Jeff Lemire, you got me off the strength of Black Hammer.
Yeah, no, well, I knew,
because I know how you can get with the regular people and stuff like that. You got me because of Black Hammer. So I'm not even mad that they got me with this one, because this was a good one.
So, and I'll even go this far as to say, like, once again, it's Jeff Lemire, so I knew he was going to do a fantastic job with writing. Like, I know I was like, look, if anyone's going to be able to take a character about, or if anyone's going to be able to take a story about two characters I don't give a shit about, like, as far as, like, in the great grand scheme of things, if I'm going to read a comic where I could literally have any number of characters crossing over from Marvel and DC, and you hand me John Ken, Ben Parker, I third generation don't give a fuck. But I'm going to tell you what I did like. I did like how Jeff still made it interesting. And you do technically get Superman and Spider-Man at the end. But like, it's one of those, like, they're not part of the story. Now getting away from that. So right now at this point I wish I actually took the time to make a counter for this, but we'll just keep up this way. So right now we're 1-4 right now. We're 1-4 right now on these backup stories. 1-4. That's not a good look. That's not a good look for a book that has, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 backup stories. So I can tell you right now, these motherfuckers ain't making the playoffs. I can just tell you that right now. They're not making the playoffs. Don't look to see these motherfuckers in the first round. So the next story was Daily Planet and Daily Bugle. This is Greg Rucka and Nicholas Scott. I felt the same way as Carter. Didn't give a fuck about the story. I did not care. Like, as a matter of fact, when they when this whole thing when this whole thing was going on, and they were trying to convince us that, oh yeah you're gonna get we're gonna be giving you the Daily Planet Daily Bugle crossover that you always wanted.
We do not care.
That was my attitude, honestly. But I will say Greg Rucka did do something impressive. I actually read it. And I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it. But only because, and I feel like maybe this should have been billed differently. This should have been this should have been billed as Lois Lane and J. Jonah Jameson is what it should have been labeled as. I feel like it would have been way more honest about what it was. I mean, yeah, technically Daily Planet, Daily Bugle, you got the people who are like the EICs of these respective companies. But yeah, I love the fact that the whole time it was just Lois Lane reading J. Jonah for filth and pointing out how basically he's a kook who has very problematic views about superheroes, but is mysteriously okay with certain and J. Jonah's reasoning, it was not news. We've known shit like this for a long time, that J. Jonah Jameson does not like masks. Any superhero wears a mask he's not a fan of. And the only character that I think you ever really hear him talk about who he does like that wears a mask is Captain America. And that's only because everybody knows Captain America's name. Like, his government name is public knowledge. So, like, it's one of those situations where, it made sense, the reason why. And J. Jonah even took the time to, while he didn't necessarily name names when it came to DC, he did name names in terms of Marvel characters like the Fantastic Four, Captain America. But on the DC side, talking about Wonder Woman and Superman and, lifting them up as characters who would that he would be okay with being superheroes. But also the fact that when it ultimately what it ultimately kind of came down to was Lois Lane still held her own. It was like you were watching a debate between these two characters play out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I did, you know what, I like that part of it. I just wish it had new information. It didn't really have new information, but I guess because it's one of those things, it's not really a canon thing, so you're not going to put new information in a canon thing. But it ended with there being no real clear-cut winner or clear-cut loser in the debate. But I did think it was a fun interaction. Way more fun than I thought it was going to be. But I don't know, Carter, what did you think about this one?
I'll let you have this one because I want to talk about the next story. I'm gonna let you have this one all to yourself because I think the next. Well, we'll wait till we get to that point. I thought it was okay for what it was, because I do know that stories like that are in Greg Rucka's wheelhouse. I know that he likes to really do those more human stories, even though you're talking about all these superheroes and stuff like that. It gave me like a. Even though I've never read it, but that's the same vibe. It was like Gotham Central, where these just regular people, and how they're involved in all of this. So I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it.
Yeah, no, same. And then, so I would give this is a dub. I give this a dub. Not as strong a dub, but I give it a dub. So I'd say they're 2 and 4 on these backup stories right now. And now we're gonna get to the final one. And that is Power Girl and the Punisher. And this is
best goddamn story in the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. This is
the best story in this thing with the Superman Spider-Man story, if you like that kind of thing.
Yeah, no,
this were the only two for me. These were literally the only
This was the best story. Gale, and I'm not gonna hold you. I got real concerned. When I first saw what it was gonna be. When I saw it was Power Girl and Punisher, I was like, how is this gonna work? I was like, because these are not saying that I was like, these is very different styles of characters. I was like, how is Gale gonna make this happen? I know she can. I know Gale has the capacity to do this. But I was like, bruh, I don't know how this is going to go. So when I got to the back of this book, and once again, you said, this is the last fucking backup story. And we get in here, and I'm seeing, you see Punisher. He's doing his grizzled Punisher, standing in the rain.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you finish. But here's my thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to use one of your phrases you love to use so goddamn much. Gail Simone knew the assignment.
Yes. Yes, she did.
Gail Simone knew the assignment with these books, because even though you have and maybe this is me, and I will completely understand if it's me, but if you're getting a Superman Spider-Man comic, you are expecting certain stories, right?
Right.
Quality can vary. Okay.
Very.
And again, maybe this is just me, but if you're getting a Spider-Man or a Superman Spider-Man, Daily Bugle and Daily Planet ain't on your list. Jonathan Kent, Ben Parker ain't on your list. Jimmy Olsen, Carnage, you wouldn't even grab it off the shelf to skim through it. I feel like Superman, Spider-Man, the Spider-Man 2099 and Batman Beyond, even though the quality is a question when it comes to writing, those are the kind of stories you're going to expect. Right. Power Girl and Punisher are the stories you're going to expect. And I truly feel like this I would give the same accolade we gave the Nightwing Laura Kinney Wolverine story.
Yes.
This gets of where this one story, it was at the end for a reason, because this was the one that had to carry the rest of that shit on his back, honestly.
This was 100%. This is There is no contest for who had like I think that like for the stories that I did enjoy,
Mhm.
Power Girl Punisher, best one. That's not even close. Second place, with John Kent and Ben Parker.
Yeah.
That's second. And then, of course, obviously, somewhere way down further is the Daily Plan, Daily Bugle. All the rest of these stories, they didn't do shit for me. I'm sorry. They just did not. These other backup stories, they failed the assignment. But I will say, kudos to DC for saving the best story for last. However, I do have one criticism before we get to the Gail Simone part of it.
Okay.
I do not like that we had this book, this landmark book. And while, yes, you did have Christopher Priest on the one of the creative teams.
Okay.
Y'all couldn't go to Central City and find some black folks to put in the book.
Okay. I didn't.
Other than the two little black babies, that was drowning and had to be saved.
Okay.
Y'all couldn't get a Mr. Terrific. Y'all couldn't get a Vixen in here.
Well, see.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know where you were going with that. I was truly lost where you were going with that, but I think that says a lot about Priest as well. But maybe he thought just having the black suit Spider-Man was enough. There's your black Blerd Without Fear. Leave me alone. But I'm hoping the Spider-Man Superman story has more of what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it will.
If not, but y'all would rather do. And I know you like that story, but if we don't see I know everybody in the chat keeps saying Miles, so that's fine. But like
it would have been Miles.
Interesting to see.
Yeah,
it would have been interesting to see. But if you don't, but y'all think that we got to give the people what they want. Ben Parker and Jonathan Kent.
That is diabolical. That is
Y'all really thought people wanted Martin Sheen and Kevin Costner. That's what y'all thought people wanted right here. Lord Jesus.
Well, I want to take it. I want to take it back to the last story itself, though. Like,
okay, you got to get timed out. That boy.
Well, what happened?
Wreck Rap. He said Rap and the Eradicator.
I would have rather seen that. I would have rather seen that than some of the shit I saw in here. But no, I'm looking at this book, and what I loved is that Gail automatically understood what to do. Power Girl going on a blind date with Paul.
That part got me off rip.
I was like, okay, first off, I said, Gail, you ain't shit. Also, the fact that Gail wrote Paul to be the most milquetoast, but more milquetoast than what he was even when Zeb Wells was writing him. But like the fact that like basically Paul just wasn't shit. Like Paul wasn't worth two dead flies side by side. It was insane to me. But
even before that, honestly, and what I mean by that is because it happened in Batman Deadpool and it happened in Deadpool Batman, to where there were some stories where I wanted to read more about that character. And from the Power Girl and Punisher stuff, I kind of want to read some more Power Girl stuff now because of this. Just starting it with because I think several grown folks that are watching have been in a situation where like your friends are trying to get you to go out there and go on a date. So you're not even doing it because you are interested in the other person. You're just doing this to go appease the friend so they leave the hell alone. Right. And then it just goes left, which is kind of how it went with her going out with Paul of all people. But the whole thing and again, Gail knew what she was doing, because to immediately have Paul go, no one likes me at first, and I don't know why. I swear I'm a nice guy, is in the same week he catches it.
That was diabolical. But no, the other thing that I kind of wanted to kind of poke at here was that Gail wrote Punisher in such a way, because Punisher's usually like this really like dour, not particularly funny guy. Like he's usually pretty fucking serious most of the time. depending on who's writing him. But yeah, people usually find I've come to find people sometimes find it difficult for to write Punisher in such a way where he can still be the Punisher but still be relatable. Also, what I loved about this, and I don't know if you caught this, I'm pretty sure you did, but did you notice the moment where there's a little there's kind of a little throwback to a real world moment.
Okay.
Where basically Power Girl, she basically kind of points at the fact that he needs to smile more. Which I thought was hilarious, because considering an interaction that Gale had some years back.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you may or may not remember this, but someone I think it was around the time that the Captain Marvel trailer had come out, and like the discourse was that, oh, Captain Marvel needs to smile more, but no one actually tells the male superheroes that they need to smile more. And Gale made a comment about how the Punisher needed to smile more, and then someone like tried to tell her that she didn't know shit about the Punisher. And then Gale had to point out that she had written the Punisher before. That whole thing. Well, I love the fact that they kind of play into that a little bit in this issue. But also, man, I thought it was hilarious that, man, the thing I did not have on my bingo card for this is Punisher getting to clap them power cheeks. Yeah.
So with that, this is a version of she wrote Punisher in a way I've only seen one other time. And what I mean is, like, that's still the Punisher, but he's more it's what the Netflix shows tried to do.
Yes, no, 100%, 100%.
I don't think those shows, other shows, other things that we've seen with John Bernthal in it have done better than that Netflix series. But if we're keeping it comic wise, I've seen this version of Frank Castle before. And it was Charles Soule Thunderbolts.
Okay,
if you all want to know specifically what I'm talking about, look up. I think now it's referred to as Thunderbolts Red.
Yeah, it was where it was Red Hulk, Deadpool, and Elektra, Punisher.
Flash Thompson, Venom was in that book as well. Red Leader, but that's where I've seen this kind of Punisher, where it's still Frank Castle Punisher, but he can still have a conversation with somebody and they can still do, because all you got to do with the Thunderbolts book was you swap Power Girl for Elektra, and it's gonna be the same.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah.
So, because this isn't she did him in a way where he was still like not just mean and surly, but still human. Because I don't think with how some people will write Frank Castle, he wouldn't have been able to sit there and have a whole conversation with Power Girl the way he did. It was almost like, and I don't want anyone to get mad at me for saying this. Like when people were trying to get Batman to warm up in like the animated series, and he just kind of like he's doing that, you know what I mean? So this was a fun book. I enjoyed it. I truly think now Ernie gave you his. For me, it was Superman, Spider-Man, and this. These were only two for me when it comes to this comic. I love the fact that she asks him if he wants to. You want to shake hands, and because they beat the bad guys, but she tells him flat out, "You not shooting anybody, but you want to shake hands and say goodnight, or are we gonna continue this little crossover somewhere more private?" Punisher World Journal. I won't lie. She makes a good pitch.
Like I said, man, it was like low and you know what? And this is what I think these backup stories really needed. They needed to lean more into the silliness like what Gale did. Gale leaned into the silliness, but still kept it serious. But like she knew what she needed to do, and it's Gale. Gale is gonna.
And you know what? That's what I
Yeah.
hate, because I didn't want it to be a situation where we know what the Blerd Without Fear gonna say. He gonna be a hater on everything else, but he's gonna meat ride Gail Simone. Here's the problem. You can't help but give Gail Simone the kudos in this situation, because this was, to me, the best story.
It
in
was
this fucking comic, dog. I'm sorry.
I mean,
You got Power Girl interacting with Frank Castle, and it was actually a really well done short story. Punisher word journal. Alexa, play Jodeci, and just
that's
shenanigans,
it.
dog.
That's it.
It was something that should not have worked, but worked well. And
Very.
that's the only thing. That's the only one in this book that I say got that job done 100%. So, what happened to Paul? He went home sad.
He went home.
Well, I can't spoil it because it just came out this week. You want to know what happened to Paul? Go read Amazing Spider-Man and Venom this week. There you go. There you go. What happened? That's what happened.
Yeah,
when
that
Power
was
Girl went on about her business. That's what happened.
fucking diabolical, man. That was, but you know what? Like I said, I was here for it. I was absolutely positively here for it. So yeah, it is what it is. But for me, yeah, I like I said, I thought it was a good time. Thought it was a good time.
Yeah.
Now that we have said all that, I do want to give a little bit of want to talk about a thing real quick before we run up out. We're gonna obviously we're gonna talk about we're gonna answer some questions and whatnot, yada yada yada, whatever. But I do want to take a moment to put the word out on some stuff.
Okay.
First things first. First things fucking first. We have what is this? How many we have 7 days left. 7 days left on the Tales for Midnight 5-year omnibus. That is still going right now. They are at $9,010 out of their $10,000 goal. For those that are not aware, this is going to be a omnibus to that's going to collect all the stuff that Midnight Comics has released thus far, which is gonna be like Blue Morpho, Soul, and oh god, why am I blanking on the other ones? God Hand and Dreamweaver. But like basically you're gonna be seeing like all of these books, Dogma as well, they're gonna be included together, and this is gonna be like a 630-page omnibus, basically. So if you want to get in on that, and they do have like a cheaper one. There's gonna be a like I think there's like a 150-ish or 120-ish some odd page one. It's gonna be like a lot of the number ones that you can get. There is that. But the one I got was the big bad boy Omni. That was the one I backed. Also do want to say shout out, or actually before I say, let me finish what I'm gonna say here with this. I do highly recommend go back this project. This is gonna be something incredibly just go fucking do it. Just go fucking do it, okay? Just go fucking do it. It's gonna be awesome, especially if you're already a fan of the Midnight Comics books. I've kind of been really high on two of their books in particular. That being The Gray, which I haven't talked about any strenuous detail, but I did a promo a ways back when The Gray was on Kickstarter last year. I think it was for issue 3 of The Gray. And then Soul, which is as in like SOL Soul. That's also a really good one too. I like that one a lot. But yeah, I'm picking up this. This is going to my thing. You would see that I backed it, but I'm not logged in right now, and I'm not showing y'all my login, so y'all kiss my ass. Y'all kiss my ass, goddammit. I'm not giving you my login. You can't have it. I'm sorry. That said, also, if you were someone who missed, actually, here I'll do it now. You can see it now. I'm logged in now. You can see I'm pledged. I pledged for the big boy joint at $170. I will also say here. Let's go here. If you missed, if you missed it. The Rise of the Golden Dragon, they met their pledge. So Rise of the Golden Dragon 3 is getting printed. And that means a lot of other really cool stuff is going to be coming with that. And yeah, like I said, it's gonna be good shit. So I'm actually really curious to see what else John has in store for this series following this. But I will also say, don't forget, you still have some time, I think. You still got some time, I believe, to get on the Monster of Blackenstein. Don't forget about that. You still got 15 days left. And David is killing it right now. He's killing it on Kickstarter. I'm actually really pleased with how well this book is doing. And it got funded really. I think by the time I had my conversation with him, the book was already funded. It was already funded by then. By the time I talked to him. But yes, that said, go check it out. Those are all important things. Last thing that I want to say before we answer some questions and answer some super chats and get the fuck out of Dodge is so y'all have been kicking my back in for a long time saying, hey, Blerd, when are we going to get the meetup? Y'all have been wanting a meetup for so long. And I have always kind of played coy about it because, well, I don't want to organize that shit. Well, here's the deal. Some of you probably saw this on Instagram. I want you guys to mark your calendars. Because this coming September 26th and 27th, in Durham, North Carolina, you will get to see your boy. I will be at LoreCon over at the Durham Convention Center. I will be a special guest. I will be the lore keeper, the comic lore keeper at LoreCon. This is a convention that's being spearheaded by Blerd.com. And like I said, it's gonna be happening towards the end of September. Like I said, I can't talk about all of the other guests that are gonna be there. But I can say that myself, I will be there. I will be there as a special guest. I'll also be making time to try and hang out and kick it with folks. Also, another special guest that will be there. I know some of y'all has to get a wizard's robe. I don't know, man. I don't know if I did. I don't know. It might be hot. That shit might be hot. I don't know, man. That might be. But we'll see. We'll see. But I will not be the only special guest because Fantastic Frankie will also be there as well. Fantastic Frankie will be there as well, and she will be there as the nerd commentator. I don't know what all she's gonna be doing while she's there. I know. I'll be doing some panels, but I'll also, I'm gonna try and do like kind of a meet and greet scenario, or something of that magnitude. But right now we are the current guests that are gonna be there. Let me take this down because Carter ain't shit. But no, anyway,
I was
So
reading
yes.
chat, sir.
Oh,
reading
okay.
chat.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be our head canon. But no, we will. We'll be doing like panels, stuff like that. If you guys want to come hang out at the con, you get to meet me, hang out with me. All that good stuff. You want to have that meetup? Well, I think that's going to be about as good a place to do it as any, because God knows I don't like going anywhere else. So, yeah. Maybe if you can, if you're in the Durham area or just in the North Carolina area in general, consider coming out. And even if you're not, if you want to, if you have a mind to travel, come holler at your boy. I'll be there. I will be there. So also here, I will.
What you want to try, right?
What's that?
You know what you want to try, right?
Well,
you told me you were going to do it last year.
Oh God, what am I doing?
So that's September, right?
Okay. That is September. Yep.
October 30th through November 1st.
Oh God.
Is LA Comic-Con.
Ooh, I might
and
come
you
out.
got mad because you couldn't go last year because of the people that ended up showing up. And then we had that moment where Kevin Graveau was just. I ain't gonna talk about that. You could try.
I could try. You know what? I might.
You could try.
You could. Yeah. You know what? I might just. That's a. Oh God. Did I ever tell y'all that I get mad anxiety about traveling? Not like in regards to like getting where I'm going. Not in regards to like. It's the planning that gives me anxiety. Like I'm just like, I don't wanna. It makes me not want to. But then once I get where I'm going, I'm fine. It's just like, but it's like that. The like whatever we do go like on a little like family trips. I'm always like, oh God, can we just hurry up and get there? Once we're there, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then coming back, I'm fine too. But like it's the prospect of going that is what always gets me. So that is why Blerd Without Fear rarely ever goes anywhere.
Yeah.
But yes, I will try. What I'm gonna do, just real quick, I am gonna drop the LoreCon information. I am gonna drop it in the chat. There you go. Yeah. Boom. I've done my part.
Ooh, could y'all imagine? Y'all imagine a Blerd Without Fear, a 2-city tour?
Man. not the 2-city tour. Oh my God. Tour? Man, that sounds diabolical. Wait a minute. Why does it sound like? Wait. Do I need to make a commercial like they did for TLC and In Vogue and Salt and Pepper? Do I need to do that? Do I need to make some little raggedy ass like commercial being like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in so and so." I can't. The
Blerd Without Fear 2-city tour.
Hey, if you miss it, you miss. Wait. Hold up.
Is Blerd Without Fear in your city? And then you just like it's all you know how they got that bottom row of every place Blerd Without Fear gonna be. It just be them first two.
You ain't shit, Carter. You ain't shit.
I'm just saying.
No.
Ooh, that's why I love that woman. Blerd Without Fear presents the Duology Tour. 2 cities I'm gonna be at. Just
2 cities.
2 cities.
and I was like, wait a minute. Are you coming here? Are you coming to Cincinnati? Are you gonna be coming to New York? Nah. I'm being Durham and I'm going to LA. I'm coming back to Memphis. Where are you gonna do anything when you come back to Memphis? No.
You gotta do an R&B album cover though. You gotta be in a black suit with your head looking down like this and just be the duology tour.
Honestly, you know what? I might actually do something. I might actually, y'all might get that. I don't know. I got a lot of shit I got to deal with too, so I'm just like, oh my god, it's gonna be fucking nightmarish. But no, man, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, I think. Because wait, when did you say the LA? You said it was gonna be October 30th. Okay,
The first.
yeah, that would give me like a month to like get my social battery recharged. Because that's another thing. I don't know if y'all know this. My social battery, it might not seem like it from doing this. My social battery runs out real quick. Like I'm just gonna be honest. Like the thing is, I will never be an asshole. I'll never be mean. But there'll be a clear moment where you'll be like, oh yeah, this motherfucker over it. Yeah. There'll be like a very clear moment where people will be like, yeah, I can tell he's ready to go home. Like it won't even, like I said, it won't be me. I won't be mean. I won't be an asshole. It won't be anything like negative that happens, but you'll be able to tell if you know what to look for. You'll be like, I'll be kind of like, oh, okay.
And with that said, with his social battery, we got a 1999 from Gearless Mo that said to the chat, since Blerd Without Fear does not like to travel, should we travel to him?
Oh man, that'd be crazy. That would be that would be. Woo, man!
Yeah, I couldn't really I can't really go over there to Blerd House, and he's getting shot over there.
Oh yeah, no man. Hey, he's not joking. He's not joking. Motherfuckers getting laid down over here. I can joke about it now. I mean, I hate that a young man died, but like it's terrible. Yeah. But I can laugh about it now. But that night that it happened, it was pretty fucking terrifying.
And I don't mean for Ernie to come up here and it be like because I know that's how he is. So I don't even think it'd be like Ernie got a booth or some shit. I think it'd just be like, no, we gonna be over here on this side. Everybody meet over here.
Honestly, I'm supposed to have a booth at LoreCon, but I'm half-assed tempted to be like, yeah, y'all ain't got to give me no booth, man, because I ain't gonna hold y'all. I don't want to be somewhere where I feel like I'm gonna be stuck. And I also don't want to like have to be responsible for anything.
See, people would hold you to task then, because who was that last week that was like asked for that Norman Osborn shirt? You gonna have to have the shirts there now.
Oh,
you're gonna have to have the shirts there now. You're gonna have to have them shirts there. You're gonna have to have the exclusive Heart of Darkness physical copies there. Oh, bruh, you're gonna have to come well and prepared.
That is
God.
also
there y'all go with that goddamn 100-year-old grease. Who brought that up?
You know who brought it up.
Oh, I wasn't even heard of time. Why do y'all want to go over there so bad?
I mean, I wouldn't be against like a Beale Street, kind of meet up type, type of vibe. I wouldn't be.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it would depend on when, what time, when in there abouts, because.
Ooh, do it on Thanksgiving, so I finally get my plate from everybody.
Oh God, dude, I don't even want to know what Beale Street looks like on Thanksgiving. I don't even want to know.
Oh shit! Something else you said you wanted to bring up because it was better than what we had.
Oh yeah.
We were supposed to bring that up. We
were. I completely flaked on that.
Went off in the weeds. My bad.
But I can say something real quick about it. I won't spend a whole heap of a lot of time on it. I'll just say this much: as far as like the other stuff goes, if people would be interested, like if people would be interested in like a meetup of some sort, I'm all for that. If people want to come here, I honestly wouldn't know what the fuck to do, because I will. Okay, so this would be so. I don't know if this would be a wise decision, but I was planning to go to Anime BluesCon this year, because I don't know if you heard, Carter, but Memphis Comics Expo is taking a break this year.
I did hear that. I did see that. Yeah.
So that would have been a potential meetup. But Anime BluesCon is going to be this July the 10th. and the 12th. And let me see who they got on deck. Hold on, let me set this down. Let me see who they got on deck this year. For those that don't know, Anime Blues Con is a convention we have here in Memphis, Tennessee. Usually downtown at the Cook Convention Center, or I take that back. It's not called the Cook Convention Center anymore. It's at the Resonant or the Renaissance Convention Center. My bad. Now, here is who they are going to have. Also, love how they have things. They have graphics over some of these pictures that kind of hoe out the graphic designer who made these. It's kind of Carter knows what I'm talking about. It's kind of diabolical. Not going to hold you.
Who's gonna be there? Let's hear this.
Here we go. We have got AJ Beckles. AJ Beckles is gonna be there. Who I am not terribly familiar with, but just looking at some of the things that I'm seeing right now, I'm kind of like, oh, okay, yes, I do know this person from stuff and or things. And then Abby Trott is also gonna be there. Who I didn't know that she did the voice of Nezuko on Demon Slayer, so I just learned a thing. Was it Ben Diskin who does Mega Man, and what's that boy name from Naruto? Was it Sai? That motherfucker.
I don't know any of these people you name.
Yeah, I don't know very many of them. But I'm gonna tell you who I'm actually gonna be there for. It's gonna be for my boy Kaiji Tang. That's what I'm really gonna be there for, because I don't know if you see this, Carter, but that's my boy Gojo. Gojo gonna be in the building, goddammit. Gojo!
All I saw was Tang, and my mind went to Pootie. I'm sorry.
Pootie Tang! But no.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, no. But that's this my boy right here. That's my boy Gojo. Mm-hmm. Also, you need to really be looking up here in that top.
Old boy is from Yakuza, or like a dragon.
What about dude to the left? What about dude to the left of him? You ain't see him?
I have to actually blow the screen up to see who was.
Oh, here. Let me.
Oh shit! I had to put it on the main monitor.
Yeah, okay. I'm about to say, okay. your boy on there. That's your boy. But no, Ichiban, Megalobox, Gojo. Okay. Yeah, that's my dude right there. I know who he is. Is off rip. And then Emmy Lowe, I'm familiar with her as well. So I'm definitely in and down for that. Some of the rest of these people, like, it's gonna be like some cosplayers that are gonna be there, which, yeah, I'm all for cosplay. Do your thing. But I don't follow cosplayers like that, so a lot of these folks, I have no clue who they are. And then Lizzie Freeman and Robbie Damon are both going to be there. It sounds like they're going to have a lot of Demon Slayer people there, is what it sounds like. Okay. It's going to be a lot of Demon Slayer people who are going to be pulling up.
I want to keep us on time. And what's crazy is we have one question, but I feel like it's almost like what kind of question is that? Because I feel like Ernie has brought that question. I feel like Ernie has brought that book up before.
Well, here, before we talk about that question, I'm not going to let this slide. We got to do the 1999 super chat. Also, we do have another one here. We got one from Ed Boy in the cut. It says with a 5. If DC and Marvel had brains, the next crossover book would be Black Panther, Amanda Waller, the Suicide Squad invades Wakanda. Shenanigans ensue.
No, I don't want her big ass nowhere near Wakanda. I don't mean to disrespect women. You keep that bitch away from there. I don't even mean to disrespect women like that. You keep that big bitch away from Wakanda.
He said she got to go over there.
Nowhere. If she's not getting killed immediately, keep her ass from over there. Keep them over there.
I mean, that's fair. God. That's fair.
I don't want Amanda Waller nowhere near anybody from Wakanda. None. Unless she's getting killed by Killmonger with the quickness. I don't want Amanda Waller ass nowhere.
That man says she got to go.
No. You keep her ass on How to Get Away with Murder. You keep over there. That's where you keep her ass at. Don't put her nowhere near Wakanda.
He said the woman king got to stay in. She said the woman king can stay in Africa, but she can't come to Wakanda.
No,
she can't
I
come
don't
to
want to know
Wakanda.
what kind of diabolical shit that child would try to do. That big ass woman would try to do to Shuri. No.
That man said,
No, Ed boy. No.
Well, that said,
Sorry about that.
that's fine. I understood. That said, we have got you said we got a question here. Go ahead. Let's see what we got.
Honestly, it's real quick. It's from Flominum. I appreciate you with a question this week. Have Ernie and Carter ever heard of that image book, Rat Queens?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I haven't read Rat Queens in a minute. I don't know if they still even make books, but I am familiar with. That was the image book. Which, let me see, do they still make anything for Rat Queens? Is that still like a thing?
No, I think Kelly sued. I think she finished that book, or not Kelly sued the comic. Shit, I'm tripping. I was thinking of Pretty Deadly. No, that was Curtis Weeb did that. I think.
Curtis Weeb.
Ed Brisson was
Rock
on that book
Church.
at one point. I feel like it. Or maybe I'm tripping.
Probably. I know, I knew other people came in and did stuff with it before, but I like the concept of it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, my bad. I was thinking of Pretty Deadly, but no. Yeah, that's from some years, man. I haven't thought about Rat Queens. Like, I was reading Rat Queens when I was reading Bitch Planet, and they were that was when I was having the real. That was my image. I had a real image phase. It was It was Rat Queens. It was Bitch Planet. It was Saga. It was. I think Sex Criminals was around that area, and then I had just dipped my toe in like one or two issues of Invincible. That's been some years though.
I just found out. I didn't know this was a thing.
What's that?
They made a Rat Queens omnibus. I did not know this was a thing. Over 1,200 pages. Collects volume 1 through 15. The never before reprinted number 16, and then volume 2 number 1 through 25, and then Rat Queens, Sister Warriors Queens, all 4 one-shots, never reprinted short stories, all covers and sketchbooks from all of the major artists. So yeah, I might pick that up. Shit, that sounds kind of dope. I think I might want one. Yeah, because I like the characters. I thought it was a cool series, but yeah, I would recommend it to. Honestly, I would recommend it to anybody so long as they don't have an issue reading stories about women. I mean, because if you have issues with reading stories about women, then I would say steer very far the fuck away from this book, because that's literally the book is literally about women. Even if they are, rat, women or whatever, rat people, or whatever you want to refer to them as. But no, I do recommend it though. I do highly recommend it. And if you, as long as you're not a misogynist. So there we go. So, yes. What else what else?
I'm reading chat.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had anything else. What's on the agenda for the Blerd Without Fear, other than the star-studded duology tour? What else is on the table? What videos can people expect from you, dog?
Well, I do have a video where I was gonna kind of unload the clip. I actually shot it. This morning because I woke up in a mood.
Okay.
I woke up in a mood.
What was the video about?
What's the best way to put this without sounding really diabolical? Okay, so here's what it is. Here's what it is. So I shot a video about my disdain for the myth my disdain for the myth that black comics fans don't support black indie comics. I saw this really ugly narrative that's been spreading. It's been spreading for a while. It's actually been around for a very long time, but it's kind of like reared its ugly head. I think we kind of briefly alluded to it in the previous weeks, where I would kind of allude to the fact that, you know, there are some people out there, some content creators that some of y'all probably even follow, who are real quick to blame the failures of their black indie books on black people not supporting them. And yeah, I'm basically,
I don't know if I was gonna say I wouldn't even told you to waste the time and energy on a video. I don't even think that's worth you wasting your time. I feel like
No.
motherfuckers will say that because their books aren't being supported, which no.
Well, I wanted to dispel the myth because I wanted to point to what the real solution is.
Okay.
So that is why I took the time. Also, there is I want y'all to understand something, and I'm gonna say this. And there is some asshat who is taking my thumbnail. This thumbnail. They took this thumbnail and they've been using it for 2 of their videos. And they've been using it hoping that y'all will see this shit and click on it. But what they're doing is they're trying to clickbait you, because they are trying to get you to think it's my video. And you're thinking, oh, you're going to click on it because it's my video. But here's the thing is, it's actually not. What they're doing is they are bitching and whining about, you know, me and Jay Penumbra, Captain Diesel, Dr. Corey Knight, Wednesday Pool, BJ Kicks. They are bitching and whining that we are holding DC accountable for being so white, while begging for y'all to go buy his books. Saying that we're begging, but then turned around and begging himself. And on top of that, stealing from another black indie comics creator while doing so. So if you see this thumbnail in relation, what was the motherfucker's name? I think it's like Sean Jackson or Sean Alexander, some bullshit like that, whatever the case is.
James.
Sean James, whatever his name. Yeah. That bullshit, if you see this thumbnail in connection with that name, y'all know what to do.
Yeah.
Y'all know
that's
what
the
to
one
do.
I asked
Click
you about
on
last week, because I
Yeah.
didn't think his elevator was all the way up.
No, it doesn't. If y'all see this thumbnail and it don't have my name attached to it, click on them 3 dots and do not recommend. Do that. Cause that not only is that a mentally disabled Negro, he is also a sick Negro. And that is just 2 things that don't match. Anyway. You take that how y'all wanna. So I'll just say this. I'll be dropping that video here soon. I might just drop that motherfucker after we get done here. I don't know. I've been trying not to raw dog the algorithm by just dropping videos. But yeah, if you, like I said, like Blaze Fausch just said, if you see that video, also, yo, do me a solid, report that video, because basically he's taking my thumbnail. Like, I know, like, look, I know we're on a slippery slope here when talking about thumbnails, because yes, this is Alex Ross's actual art, but I was the one who went back and cropped out everything to put the lettering behind the characters.
Let me ask
So,
you,
yeah.
because I know you said you don't want to just drop the video without any. Does that premiere shit work? Well,
It does.
Can you do
Yeah, sometimes. It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. Also, and for me, I like to just get up and go on about my life. So when I say what I say, like, I'm the type of person, when I drop video, I'm like, all right, drop that shit. See y'all later. I'm going over here. But no, I'll probably drop it a little later and y'all will see what I'm talking about. But it's just a video where I'm going to sit down and I'm going to just debunk some things and also put my money where my mouth is when it comes to my support of Black indie comics and why anyone who tries to tell me that I don't support Black indie comics, I'm going to ask them one simple thing, and the conversation will end right then and there. I have shown you my collection. That's something I will be able to say by the time you get to the end of my next video. I will have shown you my collection. Show me yours. Don't sit up here telling me I don't support Black books. I don't use my platform to support Black books, when that is very painfully fucking not the case. So there you go. Anyway. It's not hard to do. If you Google search any video that I've done, you can just do like a little Google image search and you just pull it. You could do that with anybody. But yeah. Anyway. That said, I don't have anything else. I would love to answer some more questions, but honestly, I'm now irritated, and I also have some art to go do, so I'm gonna go do that. And
What?
I did say,
Whoa.
what was
Pause.
it?
Is that art for a Heart of Darkness?
No.
Black Adams?
Yes. Yeah, I
I'm
gotta.
trying to help y'all out.
I'm trying to finish it. It's okay. So I saved the worst panels for last, and that is what is kicking my ass. It's the last panels, and they're like, and what I mean by last is like one of them. I might have to rewrite it and just change how I'm doing it, but basically one of them is a cityscape, and I fucking hate drawing cityscapes.
I was gonna ask you, was it them fucking buildings? Because I couldn't remember if it was you or Gidry that said y'all don't like drawing fucking buildings.
I don't like drawing buildings. I don't like all the action sequences in the book, they have been done because that's my favorite shit to do. I did the action sequences all first, but like shit where like scenery that was really reliant on, like there's a shot where like, and I might actually, you know what? I just figured out how I'm gonna get around it. Y'all don't even realize.
Figured out how to cheat.
I'm gonna cheat it because instead of drawing it as if like you're actually looking at it, I'm gonna draw it as though you're looking at it on TV, so I don't have to be as detailed. But yeah, basically the way it's supposed to go from like a shot of like kind of spanning like a skyline and like showing the stadium, and then it's supposed to zoom in so we can see more inside the stadium.
Yeah.
And then zoom into where you can see even more inside the stadium, and then zoom in on someone's face. It's supposed to be like we're slowly, the way it's supposed to go is it's supposed to be like we're slowly zooming in to a character reveal. And also I got to do the background for the final page. Outside of that, it's done. But yeah, it's yeah, Gavin ain't shit. Gavin shit said writers, man.
And no, Jazz, you cannot expect any Resident Evil 9 streams coming up. I got the platinum. I beat Ernie in getting it. I have done everything I need to do in that game. That game is done. That game is done. And plus, I'm going to the movies right after this. Since I know that They Will Kill You, the Zazie Beetz movie, is out today. A lot of y'all get out of the house. Go get your friends, get your babies. I wouldn't say go watch that movie. But
no, I wouldn't.
Get out the house. Yeah. I'm going to the movies after this.
I mean, I thought about Greg landing it. But I can't. I can't do that. I don't like doing that. No, basically what I do is I will draw. I can freehand it if it's just like a building. Because I think I showed y'all that shit. I freehanded a building. But like I don't like and there was another thing I could have done was what I was originally gonna do is take like an actual real life shot of a skyline and use that, and then like there's ways to like go in and like change like filters and like make it take the color out and make it look I could have done that, but the thing is I couldn't find one that matched what I wanted to show. But I think I figured it out. So yeah, I've figured out how to do it in such a way, how to frame it in such a way where it'll make more sense. And hopefully I'll be done with that. I want to get it colored because the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of like, you know what? I think actually my art would look really good colored. But
that is something I was going to ask you about this one. if you were going to just do the Heart of Darkness, Sirens of the City with this book, or were you going to go more traditional?
Yeah, that was originally the case, but I think I am going to actually pay someone to color it. There's a particular person who I've encountered online who I really like their color work. The question is going to be whether or not they have time. I could color it, but man, it would take so much longer. It took this long, me drawing the fucking book. I've been working on this since fucking last year.
Gavin, you ain't doing nothing. You just said Flash 33. You ain't doing nothing. Help that man now. What the fuck? What we doing here? What we doing here?
I do love this though, and actually I want to steal this. It says the true balance of the work is where the overwhelming ask meets your self-respect. I like that. I actually really like that. That's actually that's bars right there. That could go on a t-shirt, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, it's like that's ultimately, this is probably what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna take the picture that I actually like was going to use and like filter and do all the other crazy shit. I think I'm just gonna use it and then do like a less detailed version of that. Because basically, basically the long and short of it is, it's supposed to be like something bad happens at a K-pop concert. That's the thing. That's how it starts. It's supposed to be a K-pop concert that is at a stadium that has like an open roof, and like you can see inside to see like the stage, and you can see that something clearly bad has happened, and then we get to the next panel, it zooms in and you can see like across the stage how people are laid out, and then the next panel is supposed to be like, oh shit, you can kind of see this figure like kneeling in the middle of a crater, and then you can also get a close-up on the person, because that's also another thing that's going to change. The close-up on the person's face is going to change a little bit, because the more I kept looking at it, I was like, I don't like how I did this, so I'm gonna go back and do it differently. So there's that. Yes. So there's all that. And also I'm gonna try to I'm going to try and be more, now that I've kind of taken some unrealistic expectations off of myself, I'm actually going to try and be a little bit faster with the next one. I've also been doing a lot of writing. I've actually been going back and revisiting ideas that I had before and like kind of tweaking them to kind of match my more current day sensibilities. And I've also been going back and I've been, with Heart of the Darkness, the script for that one is pretty much finished. I just got to go back and kind of tweak a couple of things that to kind of make it make sense in the end. And then like and since I decided to kind of tamp down the story from being like so many issues of a story, like being like 4 or 5 issues, and kind of tamping it down to where it's more like maybe 2 or 3 to start, and like kind of treating, I kind of want to do them almost like the old Adam West Batman stuff, where it's like every episode of Batman it was always a 2-parter. I kind of want to do it more like that, and that's kind of how I'm doing it with the second issue, where I've kind of changed events to where like it can be done in 2, and then the next story can be done in 2, and then the next story can be done in 2, so that way it's not like this whole thing where it's like, oh hey, it's got to be like, it's gonna be this thing where it's gonna be like, oh, it's this long drawn out thing. It's like, no, it's gonna be like every 2 issues is gonna be a single night in the life of that character. Okay. But yeah, and then we'll do the rest. And I got some other shit that I'm working on too. That's it. I got nothing else. We're getting the fuck out of here. I'm gonna go eat some food because I'm fucking starving. And yes, very Kamen Rider Kabuto like flow. That is actually damn. Actually, I didn't think about that shit. Yeah, that's actually pretty fucking accurate. Fuck. God damn, got my ass. Damn, you got me. And yeah, I guess, just keep an eye out for videos. I know I haven't been dropping quite as many. I have been dropping like, video after video after video after video. I'm kind of trying to get away from that. I think, it just kind of is what it is. I try and drop them when I have them, as opposed to trying to like, keep up this unrealistic pace, because that shit is, I think it's killing me. I think it's killing me, not to make it dark, but I've been way happier, way more like, so yeah, just do all that stuff. Go check me out on Threads. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. And I don't know, go read some fucking comics.
Enjoy your Saturdays. Go read your books, man.
yes, please.
Some new books.
New books.
Open that palette.
Get the put the capes away. Put the capes away.
Yeah.
Put the capes away. Go read some new shit. Matter of fact, I tell you what, you know what, Carter, do we want to do this next week? Do we want to finally do we want to tackle the fade out? Do we want to tackle the fade out next week? Do we want to do that?
Sure.
Fuck it. All right. So y'all, so homework. Be prepared.
Oh,
Or what you got?
no.
What you think?
Let's not do Evil White People the series. Let's give them a fun one to do. Here's
Okay,
your homework. Here's your homework. We're gonna get away from the capes and stuff like that, and then we're out of here. The comic that we're gonna be telling you all to try to look into, open them palettes up. It's a Mad Cave book. Ernie don't even know where I'm going with this.
Oh,
There's a Mad Cave series by the name of the Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre. We're done. Cue Booker T.
Hey, you know what? That said, you know what? Superboy Prime.